Going raw.
Are we raw and in?
Hello, everyone. Hello, Rumble. What's up, Rumble? We're doing a hybrid today to save on time. Plus, Chris is at Cinemacon and has limited time with us. We're also doing a square up. We're doing them both. We're just doing it all. We're doing it all, including going in raw. Welcome, everyone. It's a hump day. It's a nooner on the East Coast, at least right now. And before we even get started, before I forget, let's get our 2 ad reads out of the way.
Do it.
And we'll talk about some Superman. Superman, because you got to see some Superman stuff and hear some stuff and some other things that are exciting from Cinemacon. And I have questions like, why aren't the theater owners just lynching all the studios? But we'll get to that because they should. Ladies and gentlemen, free speech is under attack, but Rumble refuses to back down. We've always believed in empowering voices, no matter how unpopular. And now we're taking that fight to the next level when major advertisers conspire to pull their dollars. Even brands like Dunkin' Donuts turn their backs, claiming Rumble had a right-wing culture. We're not here to fit the mold. We're here to defend free expression. To strengthen this mission, we're excited to offer Rumble Premium, a completely ad-free experience with exclusive benefits for viewers and creators. You'll find exclusive content from creators like Russell Brand, Dr. Disrespect, Timcast, The Mug Club, Crowder, Nerdrotic. It's more than a subscription. Ryan Kinnell, Geeks and Gamers. It's stand for free speech. Your voice matters. Join Rumble Premium. For a limited time, you can get $10 off an annual plan using promo code Nerdrotic. Visit rumble.com premium/Nerdrotic and claim your discount today. Together we can turn the tide. Whether you join Rumble Premium or simply keep watching, your support helps keep free speech alive. Thank you, Rumble. Then we're off to let me have a sip of coffee for this one. Oh my God, it's as hot as the surface of the sun. That's the way I like it. Like almost giving your tongue a 3rd-degree burn. Like that's how you drink coffee. That's how you get maximum caffeinated impact. Also helps there's a shot of espresso in there. Espresso? It's espresso.
Let me ask you a question.
Espresso. Oh, that's kind of a good name. 1775 and Rumble just unleashed the first anti-aging coffee and an insane longevity bundle at half price. The limited edition bundle is like the fountain of youth. If the fountain of youth also kicked your brain into overdrive and made your mornings less painful than a White House press conference. Inside, you're getting their top-selling anti-aging coffee, the ultra-rare Keyberry blend. So exclusive. It's basically the coffee's world's secret handshake. An exclusive 1775 branded tumbler, plus more premium coffee and limited edition merch you literally can't find anywhere else. That's a $200 value for just $100. But here's the catch. Only 1,000 bundles are being released. Once they're gone for good. Still not moving? Well, how about this? Every dollar you spend gets you a shot at winning a Cybertruck and $30,000 cash money. But you've only got 1 month left to enter. Go to 1775.com/Nerdrotic right now to secure your longevity pack. Drink coffee that fuels your freedom, your values, and your life. There's Steven Crowder right there in the bottom corner. Steven Crowder. Okay. Thanks, guys. Thanks for being here. We do have a lot of questions to go over later. A lot of soups. Because last week was crazy. Rags joined us last week, by the way. Can we just say it? I mean, Rags is going to probably come in semi-regularly. I would say he's in a rotation. Would you say that, X-Ray Girl?
Absolutely.
Rags is in a semi-regular rotation status with Friday Night Tights. I love Rags. I think he's a genuine good dude, and he's funny as hell, and I think he fits in great. Those EFAP guys are fucking brilliant. They're all brilliant. Go watch EFAP. Love those guys. They're my pals.
Saturdays. So it's like the Artie chair, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Sort of people in and
Yes. Well, I mean, because Jeremy he's Cobra Cast. Jeremy's also got like a ton of family issues going on right now. And it's just always good to have somebody ready to go.
Yes.
Yep.
And Rags just reminded me to remind you about your book.
Oh, I have to talk to the publisher today. I'm trying to get like a count on, because they give us, so what they do is they give us printed copies, because I think they're printing them, right? The publisher's printing them. It's all part of the deal, right, Chris? It's all part of the deal.
Did you get like a check copy, that's like approved?
I have not gotten it because it like hasn't been technically approved yet. I think we're doing that today. And then I got to find out, and then I need my check copy because I want to start reading it to practice for the audiobook. I have the manuscript.
Right.
So I've read the manuscript, which has already been heavily edited. So I haven't seen the heavily edited manuscript part, but I know I was there.
Yeah.
I was there, for the, so I'm waiting for the print, like to see how many either they print or I maybe go to Rippasend and have them print them. So I need to know the answer to that because I think it might be part of our deal that they have to print it, just for full disclosure. So I'm just trying to get a number that we can do that's realistic to do a pre-sale, but eventually, like when it gets released, you can get a hardcover and a soft cover at Barnes and Noble or Amazon or any bookstore. It's got an ISBN number. It's got the whole thing. So it's like it is a publisher, and it's all Chris's fault, everybody. By the way, Chris talked me into it. Well, thanks, buddy.
Yeah. I'm excited because you can say author on your whole resume.
Oh boy, that's stretching it.
Yeah, author. Just put that in there.
Author Gary Allen Beekler.
Yeah, just rub their
doesn't
nose.
Roll off the tongue.
Rub their nose in it, man.
I am an author. I mean,
yes.
Again, that's really stretching it. I had help. So
well, everyone does.
Yep. I had help. Lots of help. A memoirist. See, this is why I'm not an author. And a memoirist. Sure.
Yeah, that works.
Sure. That works.
Yeah.
That works. How you doing, Chris?
I'm a little tired, but I'm alive and here and skipping a screening to talk to you because you'll see what's been reported out of Cinemacon as pretty wildly positive.
Yes.
But it's different when you're in the room. When you're in the room, it's slightly different. And when you're walking out of the room, talking to colleagues and people, it's not always the wildly positive, because if you see these presentations are on the level of Comic-Con, if not bigger than Comic-Con. So it's hype, bring in the cast, witty banter, pre-planned questions, pre-planned responses, everything's on teleprompter. Even that, then they screw it up. And then you see trailers or teases. And I should go through the Warner presentation, but with obviously a focus on Superman, which I think most people were not blown away by. I'm sorry to say. And I'll get to that. I don't know if you want to dive right in.
I think I just want to let the chat know we will discuss Val after this with Chris here too.
Val Kilmer, underrated Batman movie. I like that movie. I don't care what people say. I liked his Bruce Wayne. It was a little goofy and over the top with Jim Carrey, but Val was solid in that movie, and
yes, he was.
Had chemistry with Nicole Kidman. Genuine chemistry, I thought. So
yeah. Well, I guess we could just talk about Val now.
Maybe disagree. It's all right.
Yeah. So Val, one of the greatest actors of our generation, no joke. And if he wasn't hit with the throat cancer in 2015, his career would have actually rejuvenated, and he would have been in everything. The guy was Ryan Reynolds who can act.
Yeah.
That's how he started out. He was a Ryan Reynolds who could actually act and not just be Val Kilmer. Real Genius is a completely underrated, magnificent comedy that's in 4K. You can actually get it in 4K. Of course, he's in Top Secret, which is also recently in 4K. And the EFAP guys and Jay Longbone and yours truly just recorded a segment for the comedy arc for that. He's also been in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, like fucking great Shane Black film. Underrated Salt and Sea, which is about fucking meth dealers in Southern California, and they reenact the Kennedy assassination with chickens and remote control trains. It's a crazy movie, and I love it. He goes undercover. Have you ever seen it, Chris? You've seen this. You've seen everything.
Years ago.
So he goes on. He's a saxophone player who goes undercover to find the person who murdered his wife, and he like goes as far as to like just getting hooked on drugs and stuff. It's crazy. I liked him as a Batman. I did like him as a Batman.
I did
too. His Doors performance should have won Best Actor that year. That's his best movie as far as performing is concerned. That movie is amazing, by the way. I'm a Doors fan. Okay, so I'm a huge Doors fan, obviously. So, and you know, and you will be surprised. Like he plays Elvis Presley in True Romance. The Elvis Presley in the bathroom that you never see the face of. That's Val Kilmer.
Yeah.
He was so versatile and so great, and a true auteur. You know, he was a bit crazy on set, but it just sucks. And you know, what really sucks is, you know, he died of pneumonia, right? And so, you know, that's due to extenuating circumstances too, which exacerbate the pneumonia. But that's what my brother-in-law died of pneumonia. Got sick and sat on the couch and died. So like it's sad. He's gone too soon. He got dealt a horrible deal later in life. But watch the Val Kilmer documentary. I think it's on Prime Video. It's fucking great. It's great. You've seen it, Chris. I think you're the one who told me about it.
I don't think I've seen that, but you
haven't seen the Val Kilmer documentary?
Val Kilmer, I haven't seen it.
My God. Who in the hell told me about it? It came out in 2021.
Yeah, but his performance in Top Gun Maverick was great. The way they included him was awesome.
Willow, yeah.
So it was a great, Willow. We forget Willow.
Fucking Tombstone. You know, like one of my all-time favorite movies. He's in so much good shit, and he's so great. But like, go check out the stuff you might not have seen. Like, special Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is with Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, that one is underrated too.
Yep.
So, yeah.
So R.I.P. Val. R.I.P. Val, and I bet you they'll talk about it at Cinemacon today.
Yeah. It was everybody talking about it. So,
so you went to the Warner Brothers presentation.
Yeah, that's all I've seen. Alan and I got in late, in the afternoon. So it's the only presentation we've seen. I've seen the news out of it. It's always positive because it's a very controlled environment. Like I said, rehearsed speeches, rehearsed like even responses to questions when they bring in the cast to comment. Then they do some teaser. They show you a teaser of things, and there were things I saw that were better than Superman. I'll tell you what they are, but in a second I'll go through it briefly and then get to Superman. But Warner's came out. It was almost 2 hours or more. Their whole in its entirety, and they spent maybe 20 minutes on each film.
Okay.
And we saw the first 10 minutes of F1, which I thought was amazing.
I'm kind of looking forward to this movie. I think they spent crazy money on it, but it looks good.
Yeah, it's Jerry Bruckheimer, Joseph Kaczynski. It's IMAX. So I thought what we saw was great. First 10 minutes, and they shot during real races. I mean, you're in there. It's like the Top Gun Maverick treatment to F1 racing. So what I saw looked pretty damn good. and it's badass. And it's a sports film. And I don't know, someone commented, well, what's a big racing movie? There are not many, you know? So I think this
Yeah.
one should do pretty well. The
Yep.
movie that surprised me, did not, no expectation for, was The Bride by Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Oh, the beautiful.
Yeah, it's a dude, it looks, the teaser they showed us, which was not a trailer but an extended trailer, they're cutting it. It's here's like, you saw Christian Bale as the monster.
Yep.
And I have to look it up who plays the bride herself. It's coming out, I believe, next year. It's God, I love this actress. Why am I forgetting her name? It's yeah, it's I'll get it in a second. But it's like he's a horrible killer, the monster, as you know, Christian Bale. And the bride, it's like she's this goth, cobbled together, not monstrous, actually beautiful. And it's described as Sid and Nancy meets Bonnie and Clyde on a murder spree.
That sounds kind of cool.
Dude, this thing, it's so original looking. It's punk rock. And like, if you've seen The Bride of Frankenstein, that last 5 minutes, like, you know, Maggie Gyllenhaal talks about how like the bride never spoke, and Elsa Manchester in that role, it's iconic.
Yes.
The hair that she's put together. She's in the movie 5 minutes. You still see people wearing T-shirts with that image.
Yep.
It's iconic. So this is the bride, and she talks. So does the monster. They have a relationship. They're on the run. It looks unexpected. Did not expect to like that. And like, it's got a cool look. Now, you know, we'll see if the movie delivers, but it's next year, March, I believe. And yeah, looks good. Oh, Jessie Buckley plays the bride. So you've seen her in a bunch of things. She was in Men and a bunch of other movies. I like her. I quite like her. So it's that looked good. Warner Brothers announced an animation division, Warner Brothers Pictures Animation, where they showed a Cat in the Hat movie with voiced by the cat is Bill Hader, who came to give part of the presentation. Did not look great. They talked about building a Seussiverse.
Oh,
everything's got to be a verse, right?
Audrey would have hated that. So,
yeah,
you know the story, but some people might not. My dad was a CPA, and he was Ted Geisel's accountant.
Oh, wow.
He was Dr. Seuss's accountant and handled the estate. When he passed away, worked with his wife, Audrey, to help build the library at UCSD. And towards the end of his life, he helped broker the deal to the original Grinch with Jim Carrey. Then my dad passed away. He was just involved in the numbers. He didn't have like broker the deal, but he was part of like just gathering numbers and stuff. Yeah. So yeah, I got a bunch of signed Dr. Seuss books.
Wow.
Yeah. I got to meet him. Cool stuff. And she would have hated this, but
yeah, well, the animation looks not great. I don't think anybody was impressed, to be fair. I don't think anyone that was there was impressed with the animation. And they've got like 5 things in development, so they're playing catch up. I think they see how well Universal is doing, and they're trying to copy that model. No one's copying Disney, but but like I say, best thing I saw, Bride. But and then F1 looks, first 10 minutes, like it's, if you like Top Gun Maverick, it's that energy, right?
Sweet. I'm down. Let's fucking go.
Now, Superman. They spent the most time, and let me begin with an addendum to what I reported Monday. And you knew most of that, but
yes,
I have since talked to another person who was at the same screening who was not impressed. Who said that the movie it was okay, but he said that the movie felt like the second or third film in a series of movies, and you haven't seen the first movie, so you're kind of confused. Make of that what you will. There is a scene also, I failed to bring this up. There's a 10-minute dialogue scene, and even James Gunn confirms it. 10 pages of dialogue between Clark and Lois in her apartment or their apartment, and they get in an argument. It's 10 minutes of the movie. It goes on too long. That's one scene. In addition, James Gunn riffs on himself, meaning the Guardians hallway scene. There's another scene like that in Superman. So we spoke to someone who loved the film, and for the most part, the people who were there loved it. Probably, it's that your excitement of I'm seeing something early, something not finished, right? But the other person I spoke to, not as enthusiastic. What happened at the Cinemacon thing? They talked a lot. They wasted a lot of time. It was the longest spoken presentation. It started out, I feel like they can't cut a break. It's everything. It was a flawless presentation until Superman. They start with this behind the scenes, and there was no audio.
Oh, shit.
And they didn't start it over. So the first 30 seconds is no audio. Then they got the audio. Then James Gunn comes out, and the entire behind BTS video was a James Gunn is awesome. James Gunn is amazing. Excited about James Gunn. They brought out James Gunn and Peter Safran. They talked a lot about what their goals were, how they wanted to bring the cinematic experience back to theaters. This is meant for theaters. He thanked theater owners for their support of the Guardians movies. They were supportive of those films, made money, and I think were widely well received. And they talked about their goals they didn't talk about any other movies, by the way, nothing else. Okay. And then they brought out Nicholas Hoult. What's her name? Lois Lane. Why am I saying? I'm in Vegas. I don't know.
It's okay. Just Lois Lane, the Lois Lane actress.
Rachel Brosnahan.
Rachel Brosnahan.
David Cornsweet. And then they asked them awkward pre-planned questions. And Gunn, I don't know. It's not like he's off the cuff. He's great. But he goes, and here at DC Studios, he was so rehearsed. And he acknowledged they did a rehearsal and he screwed up. He's like, I'm so excited to be at Comic-Con. He said that twice instead of Cinemacon. But I mean, whatever, he's a little busy, so he's giving a thing. It's can't, but they spent 30 minutes, the longest of any spoken part of all the presentations. They come out, they speak a little, give you a taste of a movie, a little taste of a movie. The stuff from New Line, also the new Final Destination movie, looks awesome. I don't know what you think of those movies. They're comfort fast food horror. And they showed one scene that was amazing. So I like those movies. Final Destination. I won't drive behind a truck carrying long.
Me too.
Yeah.
Hell no.
But they spent so much time. It was like they were stalling, showing us something. So, and then they asked them dumb questions. I'm like, who cares? Questions you would ask at a junket, other than your own character, what other hero would you like to play? Nicholas Hoult actually admitted he auditioned for Superman and Batman and didn't get either. So, and I don't know. I just thought it was not very impressive. The questions were great, but James Gunn told stories. He felt awkward. When he could riff and go off the script, he was fine. But when it was like he was doing a corporate video. I was it made me feel kind of sad for him. But the cast spent so much time praising James Gunn. It's all about James Gunn, and it makes me I feel oddly there's almost too much focus on James Gunn. If the movie fails, there is only one person to blame.
Well, this is called James Gunn Superman. That's what the internet and the world calls it now, because he wanted it to be called that. And I think somebody should make a meme said coming this July 11th, James Gunn.
Yeah,
that should be Superman. It should be just called James Gunn.
It's just too much. Like James Gunn, and they even said he's the only person who can be an asshole on the set, which is fine. Directors are always have their moments of being an asshole, whatever. But he told this very personal story about his dog Ozu, who was a rescue and treated horribly. And he got this dog and it bites him in the feet, and he can't it's and I read Jeremy Johns, I'll tell you later, the great Jeremy Johns story.
Jeremy Johns is awesome.
Yeah. Hung out with him at the after party, Fandango, whatever it was. So his dog Ozu, who bite him in the feet and would bite hard. And this dog is rescue dogs can be temperamental. And sometimes, sometimes, yeah. So in any case, so he told that story. He talked about the 10 pages of dialogue and the Clark and Lois scene and how much they worked on that scene. It's going to, I usually go to the bathroom at least once a movie. Now I know when to go to the bathroom.
Yeah. This sounds like it's going to stop it dead in its tracks.
It'll stop the movie dead. It starts out as an interview with Superman, but Lois knows he's Clark because they're lovers. And, and then I guess it devolves into talking about what it means to be a hero and his responsibility. So it's like an argument, and it's almost like a philosophical questioning of what Superman is. But then he did talk about the kind of theme. He said that he was offered Superman in 2018 and didn't take. He did Suicide Squad instead, but he couldn't crack the nut of what Superman is. And this has been reported, but it's how do you make kindness cool in a world like the internet? And he mentioned the internet where everything is questioning and actually, and, means sometimes, that's the internet. The internet doesn't.
I have an answer to that, Chris, because that's the internet keeps you honest. But you know what also is really popular on the internet? Cute little fucking animals, or whether it's staged or not. A couple of guys helping an old lady cross the street, dudes posting their W's. That shit's popular. That's what you do. You have Superman rescuing people. That's how you make it cool.
Well, I'm sure that'll be parts of the movie, but so I was just concerned that there was a lot of talking and a lot of that could have been cut from this canned conversation. I was impressed with David Cornsweet. I think he takes this mantle very seriously. And Nicholas Hoult is always a pro. I've met him once. Maybe I interviewed him when I was at G4. I'm pretty sure I did for something. He's in so many things, but he's a professional. He's like a pro, So in any case, finally they're going to show us something.
Okay.
I didn't know this when I saw it. It's the first scene in the movie, the first 5 minutes.
So they're doing the Dark Knight, what they did with the Dark Knight back in the day.
Yeah. So that's what we saw. And it's the scene where Superman smashes into the North Pole. You see him, obviously damaged from some battle. He whistles for Krypto. Krypto comes to him. He says home. You see Krypto take Superman home into the Fortress of Solitude that emerges from, the ice.
Does it look like Christopher Reeves?
The crystal structure, exactly, just like that. A big S metal opening. They go to the door and drag him in, and the super robots, I forget what they were called. They have this banter between them. They all have numbers. It's funny banter between the robots. We're not alive. We don't have feelings. It doesn't matter to us. So they have this banter. They have robots. They're robots. They have no feelings, whatever. They take him to this chair where they pivot him to a magnifier that magnifies the yellow sun, and he then heals from his wounds. He's got to get back to whatever the battle was, and Krypto is kind of biting at his feet. Literally, the dog in the movie is a self-insert of something from James Gunn's life. The dog. his dog Ozu. Like, he described it to us in real life about his personal dog story, and then we saw that scene play out. We see Superman then go, and David Cornsweet, have to give him credit. He was good. He was good in what I saw, which wasn't much. He goes to the exit and to go back to whatever the battle is. He looks at Crypto and like, you're not coming with me. You're a bad boy, biting his feet and being a little rambunctious dog. Dude, the dog is cute. I'm sorry. And when Superman looks back at the dog, like, you're not coming, like, the whole audience went, oh. I mean, it was the whole place went, oh. It is like, look, the dog's cute. He's gonna be.
Everybody loves dogs. There's nothing wrong with dogs. They're
not
perfect.
like, so it's like, you're not coming, Crypto. You're not coming to the fight. So then he blazes off on his own. It's about a 5-minute scene. Then after that, we saw a montage of things we've seen before.
Okay.
And I'll just say it was okay. It was
right.
Okay. I thought, okay. Like, it was just okay. It wasn't bad, not a disaster. It feels like the long time they talked was kind of stalling because they weren't showing much. And look, everybody's going to love that dog. Crypto toys are going to sell. Crypto will be very popular. Okay. This is Goofy DC. He's in the middle of Goofy, all the weird stuff about in DC.
So that's what they're leaning into. I mean, this is comic books, folks. So he's leaning into very comic book,
right?
Superman, which they really haven't done.
Donner
did that, spinning the earth back. But my question is, you spoke earlier about we're hearing all this. It's amazing out there, but you're saying that the room reacted differently.
And people walking out said they were worried for DC. That's people I spoke to. I'm not going to say who they are. People I know.
Yeah. You don't have to say who they are.
It looked good. It looked good. When your voice kind of goes up, that was good. It was good. Look, I like Crypto. I actually think David Cornsweet was, in the brief scene, he was good. But I got 2 different opinions of the test screening. So I don't know. How can you fix it? The story's kind of locked. You're locked into what it is.
Cut down that argument. 10 minutes is an eternity in a movie theater. 10 minutes of it better be listen, it could be if it's a good argument where they actually show both sides and Lois isn't, for example, talking Superman down and telling him how to be her hero.
Yeah.
And we don't take we take it right down the middle. We don't take the uber progressive side, or we don't take the ultra right side. We go right down the middle and they have an actual debate with open-ended questions. Sure, it can work. Absolutely.
And a couple things. Gunn did reference the Max Fleischer cartoons.
Good.
Which I love those. Those are all amazing.
Peak.
That helped establish Superman, getting to the live action black and white show that I watched as a kid, believe it or not.
The serials.
The serials, all that. That stuff was great. It helped. The comic books started, those cartoons, and then that built Superman. There was something I forgot to mention on Monday in the report that there is American flag in the movie. There is patriotism as part of this film. Not pushed, but it is there. It's not ignored because Superman is Americana. So one friend who I respect, industry friend, said, I don't know how, I think this movie will do well in the States. Not sure about international. How will international audiences react to, this film, trying to maybe not see it as propaganda? I don't know what to say. Whatever.
I can't see James Gunn. If they didn't think that about Top Gun Maverick, I can't see them thinking about that, about this movie.
Yeah.
It just has to be good,
Yeah, but I'm mixed on it. I was really and by the way, what I reported on Monday, that's not my opinion. I'm just telling you what someone else told me.
What somebody else said. Yeah,
Well,
and
like the
I
comments,
heard some of
people
that.
are like,
I told people, I'm like, I was there, okay, on
yeah,
the phone.
yeah. We talked.
And the person you talk to is a very nice person. I don't want to put any shade on this person. This is a
Yeah.
good human being who just likes and enjoys what they like. And I would never like give them shit for that. But this is the same person who said they really like the Flash.
Now, to be
So
fair, when this person saw the Flash, it was like more than a year before it came out.
more than a year before it came out. And that
He thought in his head, well, they're gonna fix the effects, right? They're gonna cut it down.
yeah,
Like, it's
yeah.
20 minutes
And
longer.
that's
They're gonna, his idea of it was, well, they'll fix everything. Well, come to find out, they didn't fix it. They cut
no.
it down, but they did not fix
They
those
also
effects.
showed the Flash at CinemaCon.
Yes,
They
and
showed the entire movie.
you remember RMB, what he said?
Yes,
I
I'll
remember,
never.
he's like, it's okay.
He just like the people
That's what
walking out.
he
He's all,
said.
it's okay.
Look, I like am unabashedly love every moment Michael Keaton is in that movie. I am sorry.
I like the
As-
Michael Keaton moments, sure.
Michael Keaton, look, I grew up watching Adam West 66 series. I was a Batman fan as a kid. I became a fan again when The Dark Knight Returns came out as a, no, there are lapses in my comics where it's like, oh, I discovered girls. So I'll maybe read less comics, less money for comics. But Dark Knight Returns, oh my God. And then the build up to the Keaton Batman movie 89, that you have no idea the phenomenon that is the Batman shirts
Was
and just
everywhere.
everything.
Every Guns N' Roses. Oh, this is 2 years leading. The Guns N' Roses was wearing Batman shirts. All the metalheads, all the punk rockers, everybody was wearing Batman shirts for
and
2 years.
Batman was a joke. No one could see. It was Michael Uslan who got the rights in the 70s to make a serious Batman movie. I knew Batman could be serious because I'd read like other books, the comics, and also Dark Knight Returns. But like we'd never seen it. 89 Batman, amazing. Batman Returns, like dark. You could, even though I have the McDonald's.
I love it. I fucking love that movie.
So,
I like it more than the first.
That definitely perverted my love of the parts of the Flash movie. So,
well, Chris, you need
like
the one good thing to come out of the Flash movie is the 1/6 scale old man Batman. You need to get that. It is fucking amazing. It is great.
Yeah. So in any case, yeah, I'm just saying, I'm sure that was part of his response. But because I know he has definitively, this person hated certain films that, like, well, yeah, they deserve that. So I just wasn't, people weren't blown away. I think people were more impressed with The Bride because it was so new and be described as like Sid and Nancy, like meets Bonnie and Clyde, like on the run, two monsters. Like,
well, look at this resurgence of monster movies, and it looks like Universal's finally going to start taking them seriously with the I forgot what it's called now, but Universal Orlando is going to open up that whole Universal monster thing. That looks, well, that's why I want to go there, just for that. That looks fucking amazing.
I mean, Halloween Horror Nights at Halloween, it's amazing. It's my favorite time of year. I go to all the horror nights.
Have you been to the one in Florida?
I have not.
It's the same as the one in LA, just a lot bigger, like a lot bigger. But if you're in LA, Halloween Horror Nights are fucking amazing. Go. Yeah.
I never miss it. It's so good. Yeah. I was going to say humid in Florida, but that's a whole other.
It's humid. It's humid here too, bro.
So that's the first scene in the movie.
Okay.
It was like, Crypto, huge hit, like without a doubt, huge hit. We'll be getting in the audience.
I have no problem with Crypto being
that will be
at all.
Be a hit. I think David Cornsweet, solid Superman.
Okay, costume. How to look in action.
It's still that ill-fitting. It doesn't, like, Cavill looked better in the suit. I'm sorry. He looked better in the suit. Just does. Even though, isn't David Cornsweet bigger?
He is. They hit it well with that costume. And what sucks is it's gonna, like, people are gonna bitch about the trunks, and it's not the fucking trunks, it's the way it fits. And that stupid fucking collar. It's terrible. It's New 52 bullshit. And the reason, and they're doing it for a reason. It's a rights issue thing. That's the reason they changed the S. That's the reason there's a collar, because that's what DC definitively owns right now. Definitively owns and can own in perpetuity, because Superman hits public domain in like 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see a Superman, cheap slasher movie.
Well, no, I know that some big time comic creators are going to take their crack.
Wow.
Like the minute it happens.
One small note, positive thing, that James Gunn described Lois Lane as sexy, played by Rachel Brosnahan, who actually, Rachel is very sexy.
She's hot. I don't know what the hell people were talking about. She has a couple of great assets.
Marvel tends to make their movies sexless. So to hear him say that, it's like, acknowledge, yes, Gamora is a sexy character. Like, it's okay to have sexier
in the comics, but yeah,
in movies, right? But so I don't see what's wrong with that. So overall, like, it's again, I'll repeat what I've said. I'm cautiously optimistic. But the one thing you can say about Gunn, he does have a good track record at the box office.
Yes, he does.
When you look at other filmmakers, I'm concerned that he is the focal point of most of the.
I'm concerned his head is getting way too big. I mean, it is like, and it's hard to argue against that. And I like Nebula too, chat. I'm right down with you.
Yeah, Nebula.
Do not judge me. But like, just based on everything I've seen, and I'm not the only one who's noticed, it seems like his head is inflating, like getting massively big.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll see. Is this him juggling too much? I mean, I wrote a season of Creature Commandos. How many things can he do? I mean,
and it wasn't good. Creature Commandos was not good.
Yeah,
it wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen, but it was just not. It was just blah. And what it really was trying to be like this irreverent, like if you're on an Earth, on a planet that has the same cartoon as Venture Brothers, don't try to lean into it unless you can do that good. Otherwise, stay the hell away.
I just don't know why his effort is. He's an executive and a creative. We will discover if he can juggle those two. It would be like if Kevin Feige started directing films. So,
no, that's why Peter Safran's there, though. So I think Peter Safran's handling all the administrative stuff anyway. I think James Gunn has complete creative control, and I don't think he takes any advice from anyone, and that's what I worry about. Like, because even the best guys in control will take a little advice. Go,
now he's the head of the whole thing. When he was at Marvel, I'm sure they used all of James' good ideas.
Yes,
or most of them.
And honestly, let's be call balls and strikes. It has not been the same since he left.
Yes,
and he just came back to do Guardians 3. So when he got fired, that's when he left. He was part of the creative cabal at what was left of it at Marvel. Sorry, go on, Chris.
Yeah. And even beloved filmmakers like David Lynch, who also passed away recently. I think some of his better work is when other people said, well, you can't do that. And then he'd go, oh, really? I can't. He'd find a workaround, which was more clever than when he can do anything he wants. And you get these kind of art films that are not as watchable as his work, where he could, he was under some guidelines, right? So I don't know. Again, cautiously optimistic but I'll tell you this: in the promotion of Fantastic Four, you rarely hear the director. He's part of a team
because he's never directed a movie before.
Well, that's true.
He's a TV director. So you and I have both heard. There's something in the Fantastic Four movie that I've heard that if they pull it off, it will be fucking amazing. You want to tell people what it is? Not that many. It's just a Nerdrotic live stream.
Do you remember what exactly?
I do. Galactus consuming a planet.
There's a scene where Galactus consumes a planet, but you actually see like
everybody die.
Like like how the planet is consumed and what it costs. So it shows you what the stakes are. So you see what could happen to Earth.
It is supposed to be horrifying.
And it's horrifying. It's not like as a joke or this, the planet blows up like antiseptic. No, you see the consuming of a planet. And
they'll probably do it. My guess is with like aliens and not humanoids, right? So it keeps it under the R rating and stuff, but it's supposed to give you the impact of the consumption. And then I'm going to see female Silver Surfer and just go, fuck.
I know. I know. It's whatever. That's a bummer. But well, that's effectively what I've seen. So I'm kind of bummed because I want to be excited, but it's like the presentation was the most awkward of all of the presentations. Everyone else was at least, were better rehearsed and like had jokes that were funny. And the laugh moments of the Superman presentation were because of mistakes, not because of planned humor. The guy who did I forget his name, executive, they bring them out like they're rock stars. The senior VP of
senior VP of marketing at DC.
Wrestling, themes. It's like, give me a break. And there was the most annoying thing where Alan and I sat in the balcony. There was these cackling women that cheered every executive like they knew all of them. It was very much a convention of, like the kind of people you see at any convention.
Senior VP of Human Relations, Karen Kuntenstein.
Like khaki pants wearing, ill-fitting sports coats with like business shoes. It's business casual. Everyone who they all drink together and know each other and trade jobs at different companies and all that. It's just like there was that element of just like this is every convention I've ever been to. There's this element of people that work in that space and that all just are over the top. Like it was kind of annoying actually. And I'm trying to focus on what we're seeing. So, and I believe today is Paramount. Tomorrow is Disney. We're actually staying longer to see Disney. I'm sure we'll see something Marvel. So, tomorrow, and then
let me know if they mentioned Snow White. I want to know if they even like.
I bet it's ignored. They're going to focus on Lilo and Stitch.
Yes.
Like, sorry, fuck you with Snow White, theater owners.
Dude, people are still talking about it. It's going nuclear. I'm just waiting for Rachel Zegler to say something. She's going to say something.
I think give it. You know what? She's going to wait. After everything's over, she will say how she was treated. She will position everything that happened that she's the victim.
Yep.
That's what'll happen.
Fault, Disney's fault. And it is Disney's fault.
Yeah, give it time. But I expect, if Disney actually said, look, we learned our lesson with Snow White. We're going to keep our talent under wraps.
Don't hold your breath.
Stitch looks like that'll be a hit. It's got hit written all over it.
It will be.
So we'll see it. And then I'm going to see Minecraft. And then I'm going to go do my live stream at 9 a.m. on Friday with Alan after almost no sleep. Then I think I'm on FNT, according to X-Ray Girl.
Yes, you're on FNT.
Yes.
All right, I'll
do it.
And then I got to talk you into going to the meetup. I got to somehow guilt you into that.
I'll go.
I'd have to bribe you.
Coming. No, he's coming.
I think I'm going.
Come on, it's my birthday. You're my
X-Ray Girl's birthday.
All right. Have the perfect
Melissa wants to see you.
All right.
I don't give a shit.
Okay, good.
No, real quick. I have one question to ask.
Yeah.
Once Upon a Time in America is getting a fucking sequel written by Quentin Tarantino, directed by David Fincher. Did you hear about this?
I did not.
Brad Pitt is signed on to return. Yeah, that's a real thing.
Yeah, that's.
Oh wait, no, that was yesterday. God damn it, it was yesterday. That's got to be fucking April Fools. It's got to be an April Fools.
It's got to be April Fools. Yeah,
it's got to be an April Fools. Yeah.
Other thing
I just remembered it was April Fools yesterday. It's like fuck, they got me on one.
They did show one other thing that I was interested in, which is One Battle After Another. It's the Leo DiCaprio movie directed by Paul Thomas Anderson. It's almost 3 hours. They showed a scene in the movie. It was freaking amazing with Benicio del Toro and Leo, and you have no idea what's going on, but it looks weird and cool. And I'll see a PTA movie anytime. So, yeah, kind of the thing that was, didn't really live up to.
Oh, wait, no. This is not an April
Superman.
Fool's joke. This is not an April Fool's joke. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood follow-up in the works with Brad Pitt starring, David Fincher directing, and Quentin Tarantino script.
Are you sure?
And Leonardo DiCaprio might come back too. No, they just say straight up, it's on the Hollywood Reporter.
Yeah, they fall
and it
for
says
it.
Right on the byline, this is not, despite the date, this is not an April Fool's joke.
Okay. I think, you know what? You get money for developing movies. Maybe they just threw that and we'll develop this.
Well, I like Once Upon a Time in America.
I loved it. I
fucking like that movie a lot. So
I mean, I love that it's violent, sexy.
Yep.
I like that it's about Hollywood of a certain era. The movie theater, the El Coyote, which is my favorite Mexican restaurant. I love that restaurant.
Oh, there's an El Coyote in Palm Springs. I don't know if they're the same. They might be the same. It's fucking great.
It's a family-owned business, so there can be a few restaurants. I love that
when
place.
Garrett and I were eating in there with Melissa last time we were in Palm Springs 2 years ago, Terry Silver from fucking Cobra Kai was in the table right next to us.
Nice.
Garrett's like, that's Terry Silver. And I'm like, oh, it is.
Yeah, so I'll tell you more on FNT, but like there's what's reported and there's all the excitement. And then when you're in the room, it's a different vibe. It's like, I'm like, and I gotta say that like they did a rehearsal.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Sorry, I said Once Upon a Time in America.
Yeah. It's all good. But
big difference. Although that's a good movie too. So
right. So I don't know what to think, man. I'm just Once Upon a or just Superman's got to like. It can't just be a good movie. It's got to be a great movie. Another quick addendum. My friend who did like the movie says it's not better than Donner's Superman. That's still the GOAT, right? That is the best Superman movie. But if you had to rank Superman movies, he said it's the second best, according to him. So second best Superman.
Okay, movie. Say that again.
So if you rank the Superman movies, Gunn's Superman is not better or as good as Donner's Superman. That's the best one. Still, not. He said it's second to that movie in his ranking in his head of all the Superman movies. So, I mean, other than Superman 1 and 2, I don't know. It's diminishing returns after that.
Donner cut of Superman 2 is the second best Superman movie.
Yeah, that's great. It got all the goofy stuff out, all
the Richard Lester fucking, by the way, who
comedy.
Yeah, well, he directed Beatles movies. That's what he was famous for.
What's funny is that movie, Superman 2, if you go back and look, it's the worst acting by extras in a movie. Extras in the background, the Metropolis citizens, are so bad.
It's fucking terrible. The only thing I do like the ball at the beginning in Paris. I like that whole
scene, cool.
But it makes way more sense with the Donner thing that the it connects it with the first movie is the nuclear bomb. He goes into space, releases them from the Phantom Zone. It's a much rank your Superman movies, Chris, real quick before you go. I'm gonna say Donner, Superman 1, Superman 2, the Donner cut. What's 3? I'm gonna say Man of Steel.
I don't like the Bryan Singer.
I don't either.
I think Brandon Routh is very good. That movie is.
I think you pick your poison, folks. Is Superman a stalker or is he a fucking idiot for letting his dad die? I don't know.
I mean, although Man of Steel has aged well to me. I remember first seeing it and I took my kids to see it and we were like, oh, this is weird. It's not like it's intense. It feels very 9/11. So it's kind of weird, like, but that movie has aged well to me, whereas other Marvel movies that I liked at the time have aged not as well because they're not as serious. Man of Steel is dead serious, and that movie from, I mean, there's great parts. The parts on Krypton. I like
Krypton,
to say Krypton.
just like Marlon Brando. Krypton.
Yeah, exactly. So those are good. Like the production design, like
Yeah,
there's you know,
oh,
little,
dude, I would like to see the
there's-
whole that whole
sorry.
that whole. We got to get you headphones, Chris.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, that
On my
whole
laptop.
sequence that's cut out of Superman Returns, I want to fucking see where because there's a
Yeah.
whole 10-minute thing of him
Yeah.
going to Krypton and coming
Right.
back that I'm dying to see. We'll never see it.
Yeah.
I like bits and pieces of both. Lois and Clark, I guess, would be my third favorite. Dean
Yeah.
Cain. That was great. Superman's
Yeah.
had so many great iterations, just not in films, but yeah, it's pretty much Dick Donner's 1 and 2, and
That's it. And then everything
it.
else is bottom of the list.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it's not difficult for Gunn Superman to be better than the bad Superman movies, but it will not eclipse Donner or Superman 2. The adventure continues.
yeah, yeah. I hope it's good. I want a good Superman movie, dude.
I'm rooting for it, but I don't like the way it's being promoted. I think James Gunn should sink into the background and let this movie's story and characters, let that be the thing they promote, not Gunn, because your average normie doesn't give a shit about Gunn. They just don't. And the average normie loves Superman as a character, wants to see a good Superman movie. Look, if they get the romance right, if they get they got Crypto. I think Crypto will be a hit. You can't stop that. Going to be a hit.
I'm for that. I am not anti-Crypto. I haven't been since the trailer. I'm fine with the dog.
So if there's a good romance,
wish he was a lab.
Lois and Superman are really developed and really embody those characters, it'll hit with normies. It's all this weird stuff like the bantering robots in the Fortress of Solitude. I think some of the goofy stuff will confuse normies.
Yeah. You know what DC movie James Gunn would have been perfect for? And I mean 1,000% perfect. Even more perfect than the Suicide Squad. Justice League International.
Yeah.
You ever read the Justice League International, which is a great run in the 80s? It is tailor-made for James Gunn.
Yeah.
With Batman in it. Like, it would be so fucking good. And Batman and Guy Gardner arguing.
I love that. Oh, I remember reading that. It was so good.
Yeah, that he would be perfect for that movie.
Yeah. But yeah, I just and
Ambush Bug.
I think also, by the way, the industry wants this to be a hit.
They need it to be. It's not want. Yes, want and need. Yes.
Theaters really need this movie to be a hit. Really need it to be a hit. So I think in the press, you're going to see it reported like, knocked it out of the park, amazing. In the room and kind of talking after, everyone was like, yeah, I'm worried. We'll see. Everyone's like, we'll see. Like, but I'm worried about this movie. Like, I don't look. Is it going to bomb like Snow White? No way. No, not at all.
No,
not at all. But it might just sort of be huge in the beginning and peter out. Just peter out. So we'll see.
It's got a lot of competition at Jurassic fucking World Park, Dominion, whatever, Reckoning of the Dinosaurs.
Those are always big. Always big.
And I dislike all of them, like pretty equally. But I don't see them as any different than Avatar, right? Like I put the Jurassic whatever movies on except the first one's all-time great. Okay. But I put them on the same level as Avatars. You get to see some dinosaurs and you fucking forget about it by the time you take a piss. Hopefully in the bathroom.
That first movie, they got the dinosaurs right, decent story, John Williams score. Like that's
so. Before you go, any other highlights
No, I gave you most of them from
Okay.
Warner. I mean, went to the Fandango party. I don't think people were blown away by Sony either. Like they were not blown away from what I heard.
Oh,
And
Beyond the Spider-Verse comes out in 2 years.
yeah,
Brand New Day, we already talked about it. It's a fucking
yeah,
terrible name and for
a
many,
terrible
many
title.
reasons. Oh,
Yeah.
Jeremy Johns. You got a Jeremy Johns story?
No, all he did was like he was he was also nonplussed, if I can use that word. He was just like, yeah, we talked about the James Gunn self-insert with his dog and kind of how that was like had us both concerned. Like, and we just caught up. He was like, I didn't realize you had a heart attack last year. What happened to you? And no, I said, no, I had a stroke. I'm fine. Good now.
Totally different.
Yeah, totally different thing. But we just caught up on stuff. We talked about a lot of stuff. I'll tell you later. Sort of, other stuff.
Yeah, that was great talking to him last year.
Yeah, it was really cool. And he talked about he's not on X. They talk about him on X. He's not on X.
He's not on X. He doesn't do streams. And if you saw like his journey, like what he went through, you would completely understand why. Because he has come out unscathed and with all of his integrity, because he didn't get involved in all the bullshit, stabbing people in the back. And plus the guy's real. That's what separates him from everybody else from that era is he's real. It's integrity. He's authentic.
Yes, I watch all his videos. I love it.
I
was watching a video he did from like 13 years ago where he reviewed Cloud Atlas. I like that movie. X-Ray Girl, that's a recommendation for you. Cloud Atlas. Go watch the trailer later. I give you recommendations. You have to listen to me.
Okay,
you have to respect your elders.
Yeah, so there you go. I mean, I'll talk more on Friday. I mean, I don't know what condition I'll be in. I'm not gonna lie. It's day one,
That might make it more exciting.
You know what? Just another drink will get the hangover
I'm
gone.
drinking water right now, so
know what? I'm gonna put I'm not your elder, but as your friend, don't drink too much and drink lots of water.
I had a few. I go water. I love water.
Okay.
Water is
be responsible.
That and coffee.
Take care of yourself. Okay.
So and I'm sorry I won't be here for soups.
It's all right.
If there's any that question me directly, I can respond now if you have anything.
Well, we don't have any new ones because I probably should. Yeah, so we turn them off for Square Up so I can get to so I can give the ones that from Friday and from BBC their proper time. Their proper time. That's why I do it.
Sounds good. Okay, cool. Anyways, awesome, man. If there's any really big news, maybe I'll just call you.
Just call me.
Yeah.
Just call me if something goes down.
Yeah, and then see you Friday, and then the meetup. I'm 90.
Don't do this to me, Chris.
4% sure.
94. Well, I'll take 94%.
I'm pretty sure I'm going, but I gotta move some things around. So
move some things around. We'll hook you up with a hotel.
Yeah, no, they're taking care of me in terms of reservation and all that. So
good.
Yeah, cool. So, and thank you everybody in the chat. I appreciate you. Again, I'll tell you when it's my thoughts or someone else I heard, but I'm not responsible for other people's opinions. Somehow people forget that. Like, I'm just telling you what I heard from other people.
Exactly.
What news I get. But I think I'm going to retire I'm retiring from YouTube in terms of scoops. I feel like it's like I get what also Gary, you know a lot of stuff I also know. You know different things I don't. Like you and I get stuff and I'm like, do I? And this is what part of why I want to do YouTube is I see people, I know that's a bullshit or it's speculation. Someone will speculate about a company and I'm like, well, that's not real. That's not, that's why I appreciate, you and Ryan, among others who are like, well, let's go to the facts. Let's get what's really going on. But there's too much speculation and bullshit. And when I know stuff, I'm like, that's objectively not true. Or I know the true part of it.
There was so much of that I absolutely knew for a fact wasn't true. And and more importantly, the people who were saying it knew it wasn't true either.
Yeah, and they built whole, like, I'm not a scooper. I'm a guy, I give you my opinion, I give you my analysis based on what I know. I've also made films. I know about indie film much more than how studios work. I have worked for companies, like FX and Stars and G4 or whatever, but I just try to be honest and give you what I know. But sometimes I get something that's so good.
It's just I know it's just conversational though. It's like us talking in a shop or having lunch. That's kind of what it is.
Yeah. But I'm not gonna turn my channel into some
scooper pooper. Yeah.
Like I can't. No. I would be humiliated if I turned into that. So that's not me. It's not me. I'm here to tell you about weird movies like The Ugly Stepsister, which you have to see.
Yeah.
Film.
That looks good, dude. I want to see that.
Good. You know who would like it too? Is Melissa would like it.
Yeah, she would.
An X-ray girl would like it. It's a fairy tale.
Oh, the weirder the better.
Uh-huh.
The weirder and the sadder the better for Melissa.
Yeah. It's tragic and funny and gross and weird. It's all like it's punk rock. Steph from My Nerdy Home is all over that movie. It's the kind of movie that Snow White could have been, right? Sort of let's see the flip of a fairy tale, but make it clever. I'm just convinced Disney is incapable of. There's such a generic, lame, like white bread, just like it's just everything is so safe. They could never make something as good as The Ugly Stepsister. Nope. They can't, they're not clever enough. Dude. They tried it with Maleficent. That was terrible. They tried it many times. They're not a creative company. Everything is overproduced. Everything from Disney feels like the HR department is in the writer's room.
Yes. And they are
making decisions and making casting decisions. And that's got to be run by HR. That's why Disney is like where they are now. They don't let creatives be creative.
Well, it's no longer going to be the biggest entertainment company because YouTube's about to surpass them.
Yeah, it's just
sole entertainment company. Like they're not as big as Amazon or Apple, but Disney is technically the biggest company that produces entertainment. But that also goes, you got to roll in the cruise ships and the hotels and the parks. YouTube is just YouTube.
Yeah.
And it gets ads too.
Anyway,
all right, buddy.
All right. Hey, I've overstayed my welcome. Get your.
You have not. Get out of here.
Cool.
Now get out of here.
Oh, by the way, Alan and I will be doing a late night Film Threat After Dark later tonight. We'll tell you about everything we've seen thus far. You'll get Alan's opinion. We will not be on the same screen. He's going to be on his iPad in the business center. We're sharing a room. I'll say the seal has been broken. Alan and I have shared a room now.
Are you sharing a bed? That's the question.
There's two beds.
No, there's two beds. We're not. We're like
that doesn't mean that you're not sharing a bed.
We're like the two dwarves. We got our separate beds. What am I saying? Oh my God, I'm tired already. So late night, and we'll tell you more of what we saw.
I got your dwarf names, but I can't say them.
Yeah.
Honky and I'll just leave it there.
What? Cool. All right. Hey, take care. Have a great stream. I'll probably listen.
No.
And I'm gonna send you the Ugly Stepsister trailer. You should watch it. So
later, bro.
Cool. All right. Take care.
Bye,
take care, man. Thank you for coming on, Chris Gore. All right. Well, your work here is done, lady. You don't have to hang out.
I can work on stuff.
You can. I'm gonna go over. I just had it up, and now I have to look it up again.
Do you want me to drop?
No, I don't know why I took it down.
Oh, I see you there. Okay.
I'm here.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks.
Everyone.
Next big girl.
Thank you.
Goodbye. All right. Where am I? Oh, there it is. I was on another one. That's why. Un momento, por favor. We're going to get to the soups now. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Yeah. Val Kilmer dying. Very sad. Very sad. But great career. Watch that documentary about him. You'll like it a lot. So we're going to go from last Friday to real BBC. Yesterday. And then, God, what do I have to do? I have a lot of stuff to do today, actually. Tombstone was awesome. You know, I was in Tombstone last year, and I got to see Tombstone in Tombstone. That was fucking epic. Mod Eric K for $1 says, Norrin Rad is the Silver Surfer. Silver Surfer is Norrin Rad. End of story. Fantastic Four is dead on arrival. DOA. You're not wrong. Mod Eric also says, people would have loved a stormtrooper turning his back on the Order, finding out as the Force, training with Luke, fighting evil fake Vader, and his evil concubine Rey. Yes, they would have. But not anymore. Fuck Jonathan Boyega. Jonathan. What an idiot. Steve Watson for 20 British pounds says Rudson Monolith is in the East Riding, not West Yorkshire. Okay. Well, they said West Yorkshire on Ancient Aliens, so blame them, Steve, not me. Jace Darkfire for $2 as Transforms 19 soon. Framing for $5. Panel, have you ever checked out Better Off Ted? 2 seasons of decent comedy, a super science corporation experiments on its employees, and more. I have not. I like how Az is dressed as... this is real BBC. Why did I start with real BBC? Well, we'll get to the few on real BBC and we'll go to Friday Night Tights. I was like, well, Az, what the hell? Nightmare 99 for $5 Australian dollars. Geez, Az, wasn't expecting that statement about the evil one. You're not going soft on us, I hope. Billy D. Shilliams for $9.99. Zegler killed opening weekend. Word of mouth killed the rest. Terrible movie. Super Vash for $10 says, you guys buried the lead of the supposed plot of Superman that they changed Jor-El and the Kryptonians to basically be like invincible. What are your thoughts on Jor-El is evil in Superman now? He's not evil. I don't know what you read that. So Jor-El is made to look evil by Lex Luthor, but he is not evil. Yes, and by the way, if you heard the spoilers that Mahler was going over on BBC yesterday, they're fucking true. They are almost 100% true. DL for $5. Have you read Eric July's comic Isom? Just wondering. Yes, I have, and we've discussed it multiple times on stream when it came out. Ed Song for $5. Wolverine took over the films because he was played by Hugh Jackman. All right, we're gonna go now. I'm gonna get over to FNT and we'll get the rest of the real BBC. There we go. Now I'm starting in the right place. Gotta scroll way the hell up. Scanning. Here we go. Matthew Hammond for $3. Can we watch the trailer to the Amazon series called The Bondsman, starring Kevin Bacon in the Rumble bonus hour? It comes out April 3rd and looks decent. We'll look at it on Friday. We'll look at it. I blame Perry Chan for not replacing the FNT intro with music playing over chairs. The names of everyone. Here's Gary, with Gary sitting down at the end. We didn't have time to shoot it. We were discussing all of that. Donald Trump, thank you for the $1, you cheap bastard. No, I'm just kidding. You get all my tax money. I cam in this stream. I said, wow, I cam in the stream. God, X-Ray Girl. I came in the stream. I said, wow, what a stream. Look at that dog over there. He looks like a good dog. I think I met him, this X-Ray woman, while playing Assassin's Creed. I'm a very big gamer, the best gamer, just like Gary, who's a great American. Thank you. I take back what I said. I love thanks, Donald Trump. So we had Jason JJJ, who has gifted 5 Nerdrotic memberships for $5. Carol Hall gifted 5. Bob the Lobster gifted 5. Thank you. Hermione the Cat gifted 5. Thank you. Angela Richter gifted 1. Thank you. Jeff Up North gifted 1. Thank you. And 21 Halika has gifted 1 Nerdrotic membership. Thank you. And y'all got to see me react to a very Daredevil episode 7. Fucking Muse, they just killed him. He was just a nothing villain. It was also Kingpin could raise a mask and turn against the vigilantes. He was just like such a fucking awful use of a great villain. Ugh. Samurai for $5. Last night, Sargon said on Tim Pool that the UK had a quiet communist takeover around 1997 and has been spiraling since with no resistance. I mean, I'm not there. But I wouldn't argue with Sargon about that. Nope. Braxton, 3,300 for $10. How do you guys feel about Daredevil episode 5? It felt like a freaking anime filler episode to me. It was. Felt the same way about fucking pointless episode 7. The show's fucking pointless now. It's just fucking pointless. Dangerous Spaces for $2 Australian. Ninjas are everywhere. That's Muslim women, sir. Korean rooftop ninjas have invaded London, says Grand Potato. For $2, Cumberbatch would kill as Voldemort. He would. Tundra Cat for $4.99. Hey, FNT crew. What is everyone's all-time favorite band? Mine is Zebrahead, which is a lesser-known punk rock band and rap rock band formed back in the 90s. I'd have to give that some thought. My favorite all-time band changes. But probably the Ramones. Bad News Badger for 50 Danish krona. Call up Bob Iger and ask if they can get one of the templates they used for the dwarves in Snow White for Snape. There you go. The Gourd King, that would be bad, but they'd probably do that. Jada Pinkett Smith as Voldemort. You just gave him an idea. Defoe is Potter, but playing him as Harry Osborn. I'd watch that. Y'all forgot Son of Man from Tarzan from Disney songs. Ryan sing it for us. Yeah, I'm not crazy about Disney songs, okay? I'm just not. I like the ones when I was a kid. But as a grown-up, no. I'm not like rocking the Jungle Book soundtrack in my FJ Cruiser. My 2011 FJ Cruiser with 156,000 miles on it. Rick, the electrician for $9.99. Hey, Gary, look into the camera and say, sorry, Holly. Wait. Well, I can't because I have to look at an angle. So. It says, I'm supposed to say, sorry, Hollywood. White men are better at everything having to do with Hollywood and making movies. Everything. Deal with it and perish. Weirdos also love, I'll make a man out of you. Yeah. Well, you know what? A Disney song created one of the most controversial organizations ever. Could anybody in the current chat guess what that is? I believe it's from Aladdin. The media hated this organization. A couple of them went to January 6th and were put into jail. What organization is a riff off of the name is a riff off of a Disney song? Not the Nazis, Foxwolf, but that's a good guess. The Proud Boys, Russ William. Yes. Proud of your boy. That's where the Proud Boys name comes from. Proud of your boy. Well done, sir. Anybody here see Reign of Fire? Guilty pleasure? Absolutely a guilty pleasure. Needs a 4K edition like yesterday. Ads in a live stream, Gary? Albert, not a retro. The only reason the ads come up is if the live stream crashes. I do not insert ads in live streams. And you've been on YouTube long enough to know that, Albert. So when streams crash often, you know, I'll show you someday. So you don't notice most of it. But this is why YouTube still needs to kind of work out their live streaming thing, because over the course of a live stream, you'll see a viewer count go up. You'll see a line. And I watch the connectivity all the time. Like that thing is on the corner of my eye all the time to make sure it's still connected. And that line throughout the first hour of a live stream will do this. Boop. 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 Like every 10 minutes. Every 10 minutes, it's resetting something or something that crashes the live stream. If a live stream truly crashes, YouTube automatically puts an ad in while it's buffering and comes back up. Snow Blanco, no bueno, Bob LeBlanc for $4.99. Thank you. TJ Jordan for $2. John Carter is a film I surprisingly enjoyed. Same here. Rachel Zegler, You May Never Know Peace. The audience, may you never know peace, says Rachel Zegler. The audience, may you never know profit. And she never will. But you know what? I know peace. Best Disney movie by far, The Black Hole. The Black Hole's good. I like it. I saw it in theaters. Grand Potato for $1.99. Atlantis, 2,000 Leagues Under the Sea. And this is in reference to the best, what's your favorite Disney movie? That's made by Disney, not some other, not Pixar, not Marvel, not Star Wars. Ryan, what are your thoughts on the Pokemon Legends ZA trailer? I don't really like the starters. Ryan loves it. I'm just going to answer for him. Rakoy for 75 Martian pesos. Evil Queen and the 8 dwarves. With that height and size of head, Zegler qualifies as the 8th. Yeah, she's got a big head. I want Gary to read me bedtime stories. You'll never get to sleep. Sergeant Sodomy for $5. Bullseye had a more accurate suit in some of the leaked set photos, I believe. If it's later on in the show, maybe. Because he's coming back, because Daredevil has no bad guy now. The bad guy they were building up all season is just dead and got killed by fucking Heather Glenn. Not Daredevil, because Daredevil's in kill. But Heather Glenn killed him. And now, like, who's the bad guy? Well, it's the Kingpin. No, he's fucking Mayor. He's been building up on another thing. He's been fighting being the bad guy, and we only have 2 episodes left. So there's not really enough time for the heel turn that's not really a heel turn. So he's got to be battling somebody else. He's going to be battling the bad cops who now we know killed White Tiger. It wasn't Muse. And I don't give a fuck about the bad cops. And they're no foil for Daredevil, and they would be defeated pretty easily, especially when we know the Punisher is going to be there. Now, it looks like they're going to bring Bullseye back. Okay, where have you set that up? Anywhere. Bullseye was in the first 10 minutes and hasn't appeared once. You need to set that up. You need to go into prison and visit Bullseye for at least twice within these few episodes for 5 minutes to show Bullseye doing Bullseye shit and just biding his time. So if Bullseye comes back, well, that's going to come out of fucking nowhere. So yeah, I was expecting this to be a slow burn and to be a building towards something. It built towards nothing. Now, you wouldn't have found that out unless you watched the series, which most of you didn't, which I don't blame you. But we are in the 7th episode, and it's like the series just fucking ended. Shlomi Leaner for $4.99. Ryan, I read that one. I have full faith in James Gunn. I love Peacemaker and Suicide Squad. Creature Commandos was fun, and Guardians 2 is a better movie than the original. Okay, Lee, your opinion is always welcome here. Guardians 2 is not better than the first one. I did not like Peacemaker at all. I liked the Suicide Squad. I thought the Creature Commandos was very plain. But I will say, and I like Guardians 3. Dezina for $2 says, thoughts on Millie Alcock as Supergirl. I think that's good casting. Good casting. Too bad it's based on a Tom King story. Nerds Never Sleep for $20. Today is my 44th birthday. Happy birthday, late. If I get to chat with you all, I've been getting a good laugh tonight. I'll be spending my 44th game streaming with my daughter, playing some Split Fiction later, which is going to be on whatever the Nintendo Switchy 2 poo thing. I don't know what it is. Everybody's been excited about it. I don't know what the big deal is. Hail to the panel in the chat. War Van Eagle TV for $4.99. Reacher season 4 is going to be lit when Polly's cousin seeks revenge. Character played by Peter Dinklage. That'd be kind of funny. I bet Chrissy's beaver looks like Zegler's back. Says Jake Skywalker for $1.99. Okay. Zodlander for 200 Swedish krona. We have a saying in Sweden that I think Rachel Zegler needs to learn. Den som liken lekel furker lurkershirkatala. Now I'm going to really try to say this. Den som leken lekker far leken tala. Which basically means whoever plays the game must suffer the consequences. Stay silent if you know nothing. Yes. Gal Gadot, Gal's best acting, creating a woman in Wonder Woman. War Van Eagle TV for $1.99. Not you, War Van Eagle. There was something covering it up. Shaker Silver for 5 Canadian pesos. What's the double standard? Lilo and Stitch looks wholly inauthentic. Sanitizes Lilo's troubled behavior and family drama. Just looks like more slop. Well, I mean, okay, Shaker Silver. Are you saying that Lilo and Stitch trailer looked as? So you're saying it's a double standard by saying it looks as bad as the Snow White trailer? I disagree, but to your point, maybe you know a lot more about like Lilo and Stitch and watched it more than I did, which was a grand total of once in the theater with my kids, and then I think my kids later watched it. I highly enjoyed it. When did it come out, chat? 15 years ago. I've slept since then. So you might be more knowledgeable. A live action remake of an animated film is the epitome of creative bankruptcy. And I've said that. And all I've said is it's going to be a hit. I didn't say I was going to like it. I'm not even going to say 2002. Has it been 20 years? Yeah. So, I don't know what you're hearing, but I'm not a fan of the, I liked the movie when it came out. I have no desire to watch it. I have no desire to review it. I have no desire to go back, but I think it's going to make $1 billion. Chicago Fog for $19.99. Snow White, say workers of the kingdom, rise. No more toil for greedy queens. Let us seize the mines, the ovens, the looms. From now on, we, the town folk, shall labor for ourselves. This means a production belongs to us. So you also get to share in the losses. See, that's the thing. That's a great thing about communism is you don't get to share in the profits, but you always get to share in the losses. You almost want them, and I've said this before, chat. You almost want them to get what they want, the communists. And I can be there standing right next to some stupid commie as he's crying, as we both dig our own graves. But at least I'll have the last laugh and I'll be on the moral high ground. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Western Queensland, Australia, currently being hit by the biggest flood ever recorded. Entire towns underwater. How come I haven't heard a fucking word about this, Wreck Wizard? This is from last Friday. Entire towns are underwater and so much livestock is gone. Hard times for the people out back. Oh, man. Shout out to the people out back. Hope you're doing better. Good vibes. I'll look that up. Yeah, we're gonna have I mean, I don't know how it affects you, Australia, but it's the year post El Nino. Yeah, floods happen. We're just 3 years, 3 or 4. No, was I in San Francisco or was I in San Diego when the big cold happened I think it was 4 years ago in Texas when we got 100 years. They got 100 years storm here and it froze the entire fucking state. And the state is not built for it. Not built for it. And when I moved here, there was still especially when I came to look for a house, you could still see consequences of it. Like all the palm trees were fucking dead. So much shit was dead. What are you barking at? Hang on. Moment. What time is it? 12:30. The front door. He didn't ring the doorbell, did he? He's on a Segway. Oh, he just put something on my door. Sorry. Just checking. It's not Diddy. It's not Diddy. Yeah, some guy rolling around on the Segway putting shit on doors. Yeah, don't be doing that shit in my neighborhood. Oh, what do I got here? Hang on. Sorry, taking some messages. A fucking Segway. I remember when the Segways were, Art Bell was about to announce the Segway, and he was building that up as like, this is a self-perpetual motion machine. It's going to be the biggest thing ever. And, you know, it was kind of a meme. Oh, he didn't shit on my door, but shit on doors, you know, putting like fucking hangers, like fucking advertisement. You're not supposed to be, it's listening around here, boy. Gonna have something. Oh. All right. Where was I? Apologies for the delay. Gal and Rachel both hate men and can go to hell. Says Albert, not a retro. Does Gal hate men? I know, like, she said something stupid, like, and she doesn't get saved by the prince. She was probably told that. I think Gal might be just kind of, yeah. I don't get the. Did you forget Albert when what's his face? Why am I blanking on his name now? Oh my God, I hate getting old. Ezra Miller was trying to get her to say down with the misogyny, and she wouldn't during the JLA thing. Remember that, Albert? You like, listen, I'm not Gal. Yeah, I'm not like pro or against Gal Gadot. But yeah, you can't put her on the same level as Rachel. She says some stupid shit, and it's unforgivable what she did during COVID with that fucking song. But other than that, she's fine. I don't care. I just don't think she can act very well. Frankie Lowe for $4.99. Look at Top Gun Maverick. It did so well because it was flooded with testosterone and good word of mouth, and it was actually legit a good fucking movie. And remember, when it came out, it saved movie theaters, and they didn't give it Best Picture, and it absolutely deserved 100% Best Picture for more than just being a great movie, for saving Hollywood's ass for a couple years. A quote from Steven Spielberg himself. Hollywood has no creativity because it lacks real masculinity. I agree. Taking out the masculinity of Hollywood has been one of their biggest failures. But it's on purpose because all masculinity is toxic now. There's got to be a balance. Like, Hollywood's always been gay, and that's been fine because it always represented the population of the country, the percentages of the population. Okay, gays have always been overrepresented in Hollywood, but that was fine because it was balanced out with femininity and masculinity, mostly masculinity. Now they have completely gotten rid of the masculinity. Now they're desperately trying to bring it back with action movies and stuff. Nobody's saying stop making musicals and whatever, or your little independent gay film where two lesbians are crying at a table before they get in a fucking U-Haul. I don't give a shit. That stuff should be made. That's fine. It's got a market. It's usually in big cities. You know, like Chris pointed out, Bros was the kind of movie that you do in limited release in Manhattan, San Francisco, West LA, you know, fucking Austin, wherever, and it does fine. Wide release, nobody's going to see that shit. Nobody wants that shit. There needs to be a balance in this world. Okay, that's why it's not good when one extreme takes up. We just had an era of one extreme, a crazy, racist, psychotic, authoritarian segment of the population that's very small but radical, run all of art, entertainment, fucking news, everything. Well, it's been going on longer than that. And we went out of balance. I don't want, I want the fucking truth. I don't want fucking cheerleaders. All right. Like, it's good to have cheerleaders once in a while, but like, there's cheerleaders, CNN, MSNBC, CBS, ABC, most of the legacy media is cheerleaders for one party. They're the mouthpiece of one party, and Hollywood has become the mouthpiece of one party. Fox News, controlled opposition. There's a couple people I like there that I think are real, but I still think it's controlled opposition. Daily Wire starting to look like controlled opposition to me. I don't fucking know, but whatever. And then there's cheerleaders for Trump, and you can like Trump, but they're fucking cheerleaders. I want truth. I want fucking truth. I want the fucking truth, as ugly as it is, as ugly as, and that's what politicians avoid. So here's where we stand, because they're going to put a lot of the blame on Trump, but this is like disingenuous or stupid or both. I'm guessing most people who comment on fucking politics, I don't. I pay attention though. I definitely pay attention and have my entire life, but I generally don't, because I'm not a party guy, and I never have been. That's why I supported Trump, because he's not like the Republican Party at all. But here's some facts we all have to face right now that we're going to have to fucking deal with, and it's going to get weaponized against Trump. He had the best economy in my lifetime. Joe Biden put the brakes on everything. All the production that was happening in America that was booming at the time. Even California had a great economy. My wife's business was doing better than ever. The tech segment was fucking booming in San Francisco. They were building skyscrapers and shit. It was going nuts. And it got brought to a fucking halt. And all of a sudden, inflation came out of fucking nowhere. And then COVID. Remember, inflation was going up. Then COVID. And they started printing fucking money and giving away money. And then Gavin Newsom started buying off votes. And all of a sudden, people started printing fucking money. And also there was the COVID relief fund, which was a massive fraud. We have to pay the piper for that. And all they did was kick the can down the road. And listen, they've been doing that with interest rates. And this goes back with Trump and before Trump too. They've been kicking the can down the road with interest rates. Let somebody else fucking deal with it. I know I'm making this as basic as possible. A correction has to happen. We can't avoid it. Because of all the corruption and all the tax money and all these cuts, there's gonna be, and like, to get production back in America, which is what we want. We want shit built here. We want jobs here. Well, what's keeping that from happening? Well, the American worker has gotten priced out, mostly because of the union, even though there are laws on the books of each state that give you damn near the same protections as a union. Union is false security, other than, I'd say the exceptions are dock worker, like people who do fucking dangerous jobs that nobody else can do. So I'm going to make a rare exception for, dock workers, people who receive at ports, underwater welding. Not talking about yet that. Talking about like fucking Hollywood, or working at a fucking retail store or something like that, or fucking grocery stores. It's all bullshit unions. They're all fucking bullshit unions. So yeah, that makes it a lot harder. It makes it a lot harder. Also, unions try to cock block everything gig economy. They're the ones behind trying to fucking destroy the entire gig economy right now, which I don't think they can. You can't make the soup on that, but believe me, the taxi companies tried to shut down Uber in San Francisco. They failed. They tried to shut down Airbnb in San Francisco, tried to make it illegal. It actually got on a ballot. Thankfully, San Francisco did one smart thing and shot that down. Like they're behind all that shit. I think the gig economy is like the best thing to happen to America, because you know what? A person who just wants to, I want to go deliver some food for a couple hours, make a couple extra bucks. That's fucking brilliant. Nothing not brilliant about that. And unions are trying to stop it because they want to control where you work because they're fucking commies. Like I said, there was a time when you needed them. And again, I'm going to make an exception for very dangerous jobs that mostly men do. No, the fucking all men do. Rant over. We should probably get back to Super Chat. Coffee. But before I get to circle back, we're going to have to pay the piper for that. We just are. And so is the rest of the world. The rest of the world did the same shit, and they're going to blame us, but it's your fucking government who's, by the way, who's not changing at all. France just made democracy, liberté illegal. So much for liberté, France. UK's fallen. Yeah, there's going to be some tough times. So just buckle down, buckle down and be ready if it happens. Hopefully it doesn't. But a correction's coming. It had to come. And put off for too long. And the longer we put it off, the worse it will be. Fuck the bank. God, it just takes me back to 2008. All those motherfucking pieces of shit should be in fucking federal prison for the rest of their life, getting fucking ass raped daily. Although, to be real, federal prisons are like 4-star hotel compared to state prisons and county jail. I think Gal Gadot was excited for the movie, was happy to sign on till she read the script and went, well, shit. Maybe. Vanessa for $20. I really wish Disney would put forth an authentic effort to diversity. They could pull folk tales from other countries and tell new interesting stories instead of stomping all over classics like Snow White. But they won't do that because that is too risky. It's too risky. Wait, Disney Plus buys Snow White rights for $1 billion and proves you are wrong. It made money, bigots, says Eric K for $5. That's probably what they'll do. Fracta Machine for 6 shekels says Zegler's top movie role was a PDF file in Shazam. Kinda, yeah. You think about that. She did like the little boy. I forgot she was in Shazam, but I also forgot Shazam. Forest Through the Trees for $20. Doomsday needs to open with a montage scene of Doom dispatching the failed MCU characters in ruthless fashion. Make a brutal trailer that sets the tone for the movie. Do that, and you might get some of your audience back. Yeah, Doom is like, if like Shang-Chi is in it for like 2 seconds and he just gets vaporized by Doom and the only thing left is his spinning head, that would be fucking great. Finance Explained for $9.99. You going to cover Carr's letters to Iger? FCC investigation of DEI Disney can send link through Super Chat. Washington Street Journal just posted article with link to letter. We can cover it next week, but we did cover it in the Rumble hour. And I will say what I said then. I need to know more and I need to see actual action. Right now, all I hear is blah, 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 fucking talking. And listen, not every person who works for Trump is Trump. All right. So I've heard a lot of shit. I'd rather not hear stuff. I'd rather see action. I'm tired of fucking words. I want to see action. And listen, I'm patient, man. Trump's accomplished a lot. in his very short time. So this isn't on him, but I'll believe it when I see it. But when I see it and it happens, I will be fucking happy and I will be covering it. But like right now, it's just, we're gonna do this. Okay, fucking do it. And let us know what you find out. And I don't want to find out the investigation found no wrongdoing by Disney. Is that why they rolled it back? Is that why every company's rolling back? Because it's potentially illegal. Now, it might not be to the letter of the law, but it might be as far as litigation is concerned, individual or class action litigation. That's what I'm waiting for. Hit them where it hurts. I love Az for inventing no white. Well, he did invent no white. I think actually Gundam said it. No. It's actually in I think Gundam said it beforehand. But Az popularized it, or Gundam popularized it. I love Az, but yeah. We said no white, and that is not ours. That is not ours. Metzger was on Rogan again. Oh, my boy. Metzger's a legend. You know who I like? I'm tired of prefacing stuff. You know who I like, and the show I listen to a lot is Jimmy Dore with Kerp. I listen to a lot of Jimmy Dore with Kerp. I particularly like their COVID coverage. Like, it's fucking great. He's relentless. See, he's not forgetting, nor am I, nor should you ever forget fucking COVID. All right. And I know, look, it's a scary proposition and nobody's judging anybody who got the jab. All right. I'm not here to do that. There was a lot of pressure out there. There was pressure, and that pressure that, quite frankly, I didn't have to deal with. Right. So I'm not in your shoes when, like, you have 4 kids to feed, rent to pay, mortgage to pay, and your job is telling you get this, and everybody's going, it's safe. It's safe. Now, again, I'm not judging. I just want you to live. I hope you live. That's my desire. And so I just want to make the distinction of the people who got the jab who were like most people going, yeah, I got the jab, but you don't have to. That's most people, by the way. And this is not directed to you. To the motherfucking pieces of shit who got the jab and tried to shame and fucking snitch on people, fuck you. I hope you're nervous. I hope you're scared. I want you to live, but I really want you to be uncomfortable. You know, you're like the motherfuckers who wanted us to be uncomfortable. I hope you're really fucking uncomfortable, that swallowed all those fucking lies that you knew were lies and continued to shame other fucking people. And it led to the worst government response to a fucking cold in the history of time. And we were right. Those of us who were calling this out pretty quick. Listen, I'll never forget when the NBA canceled their season, and I called Jeremy and I said, oh shit, this got real. Now, we were hearing about it. I remember hearing about it in New York. So I was in New York in October of 2019, and that's when I first started hearing about it. And I just thought this would be another one that kind of like, let's keep an eye out, but it's like bird flu. You know, we'll just deal with it. Because, you know, the H1N1 bird flu that was 20 years before, I actually caught that. And that was worse than any fucking COVID I had. I actually went to the emergency room for that. I was fine, you know, just got a couple IVs and, you know, slept it off. But, yeah, so I knew it was going to get real. And then, like I said on a stream, I said, okay, man, I'm going to be a good citizen. We're going to lock it down for 2 weeks to slow the spread. And then we're going to get back to normal. I'll do the 2 weeks. No problem. Let's go. But if it goes longer than 2 weeks, we'll know it's bullshit. And I'll just say it now. A lot of people, COVID was engineered in a fucking lab. Anthony Fauci fucking knew it. Everybody fucking knew it. And scientists were bought off. Trust the science. Yeah, they were all fucking bribed and bought off. And we all bought, they were told, they told us people got this from eating fucking bats. We developed it. And a lot of people said they developed it to stop Trump. They developed it to script the election. Hard to deny that. It's hard to deny that, but I think the inverse is true, a semi-inverse. My belief is they got rid of Trump so they can sell the lie of COVID. Just a belief. And the lie of COVID was that it was more than just a really serious cold. By the way, these viruses pop up every 20 years. No, is it 10 or 20? I went through, I think it's 10. Sorry, it's 10. My bad. It's 10. Go look at the history of H1N1 on stupid Wikipedia, and you'll see like generally every 10 years something pops up like clockwork. Why every 10 years? Is it a natural process? Is it gain of function? Well, it's fucking gain of function. We're creating this shit. And what did they say? The Wuhan lab had like target security, like security of your average target. Whatever. It woke a lot of people up. And you know what? Some people did die because of the government response. They were putting fucking ventilators on them and doing all kinds of crazy shit because they didn't know at first. But some people did. See, that's the kicker, isn't it? There's plausible deniability for a lot of people in the early days because, man, we're dealing with something new. So I'm not going to sit there and blame hospitals and nurses and all that shit who later on made TikToks dancing during this horrible pandemic, which was ruining lives. But it did kill people because of mistakes. They also, apparently COVID was the cause of death in a motorcycle accident and car accidents. They were doing a lot of fiddling with the books because they're all corrupt pieces of shit. And our country has not recovered. We talk about Hollywood a lot. Hollywood has not recovered from COVID. Now, that's a lot of that self-inflicted because they went on strike too, but Hollywood has not recovered from COVID. I just read a big article last night, big article last night about we're fucked. We need to get people in theaters and even the big hits are not going to help us. Wonder who's been saying that for a while. People between the ages of 15 and 58, 40% of them prior to COVID went to movies at least twice a month. It is now 25%. So half that number in 7 years, they've lost. That's catastrophic for an industry. Back to the soups. She-Hulk was infuriating garbage. I love Hulk. They stomped all over him. Same here. And I liked She-Hulk from the comics. Oops. That was supposed to be Major League Baseball, as in Michael B. Jordan. MJB. Why did I say Major League Baseball? MJB like Michael. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, Albert, not a retro. By the way, 6-0. 6-0, baby. I'm enjoying it while it lasts. Padres are a streaky team. When they're hot, and when they're not, they're fucking not. Go look at the playoffs last year. I Want One is sexist, but Peggy's shooting at Cap for being kissed by another woman, an unscripted peck tap is sexually assaulting Thor, shirtless Evans, Hemsworth, RDJ, Bozeman, and MJ are all okay. With Reeves being in Ballerina, Keanu Reeves, is the film possibly setting up a John Wick 5? I think it did. I'm not sure. The announcement came yesterday, so it could be bullshit. I know Reeves is in it for nostalgia reasons, but it makes me wonder. I listen, I'll see the movie. It'll probably be, but I mean, it'll just be, this article points it out. Like the release schedule is so fucking retarded this year that the Ballerina is coming in the middle of summer. It should be coming out now. Like this weekend. It would do better this weekend. It's going to get buried. And most people are probably just going to forget it's out. Lack of women's seats in Doomsday is because the women prefer to kneel than sit. Oh, wait. Wow. Tomato, not tomato. Tomato, not tomato. Shad, you damn prisoner. Leviosa. The Grand Duchy for $9.99. Remember when Jeopardy asked about Acolyte and no one knew? Same thing happened 3 times in the last 2 months with other Disney shit. They got crickets about She-Hulk actress a few days ago. Oh, man, I need that clip. What happened to the blonde chick Foggy used to be with in Netflix series? Poof. Maybe she got snapped. With the death of Star Wars, Star Trek, Terminator, Predator, Alien, if Gunn kills Superman, I'm done. He's not going to kill Superman. They're not going to do the death of Superman. That would be retarded. I feel like Daredevil is 1/4 a good show with Charlie and Vincent carrying it so hard. Hopefully it will have a good finish and season 2 will be better. Also, Wheel of Time is is one of the biggest disappointments for me. This Winter Wolf CRC 7. Well, after episode 7, it is clear, like, I don't really, it doesn't matter. These next 2 episodes could be the greatest ones ever. It's a fucking waste of time and nobody's watching it. X-Ray Girls Rack for $20. Iger fucked so many people's inner child, it would make an Epstein client blush. So here's a list you can buy and kill my inner child for good. Johnny Quest, Pirates of Dark Water, Briscoe County Jr., Xena, Hercules, Thundercats. Love Xena. Love Briscoe County. Clownfish TV reports rumor Zegler is going to the MCU. No, I think that's an early April Fool's. Funny. The irony of Avengers 5 casting trailer is that 12 of the 30 names will be recognizable while the other 18 are, wait, who? Reactions. Tyrone Magnus was pausing his video to look them up. Yeah, we had to look up a couple. Black Daredevil suit this time. Race swap Daredevil next time. Maybe Darth Gavel. By the way, rather for Gary or Disbrewed, New Who turns 20. It did. I like with no fanfare, because why would there be? But New Who, when did it premiere? What was it? It was March, right? New Doctor Who premiere date. Hang on. You got to be specific now. It was March 26th. So March 26th. 20 years of New Who. Well, I mean, let's be real. There was 10. There was about 10. There was about 10. I can't type and talk at the same time, man. Come on. Old. Did you say Willow is on disc? I would send it to the IRS to fuck up their tax cut. Aha. It's a pirated disc. Yes, you can find them at Comic-Cons. I will be at one this weekend. Marvel Chair Stream. Did Hassan produce it? Honestly, the Marvel Chair Stream was better than any fucking Hassan stream. BM for $20 puts on Rorschach mask. Gary applies for a BlackRock loan to open a comics outlet. Jennifer Sulky steps down from Amazon. Gary announces a new creative direction of Nerdrotic. All content, Gary, is Einhorn. Sulky is Finkel. That's it. Pedro is a crypto FTM. That's why. Ruby for $10. I've been rewatching Disney's princess movies, and the live action version of Cinderella is better than the original. Too bad they didn't show Snow White and the Seven Dwarves the same respect. Shad would agree with you. A lot of question marks for $5. Salky isn't at the top. She reports to Mike Hopkins, SVP, Amazon Studios, and Studios. Now, she was at the top of MGM Studios. MGM Studios, she was the boss. She was the boss, but the word on the street was Mike Hopkins got rid of her. Got tired of her. Ender for $4.99. Why? Believe me, people answer to Jennifer Sulky for Rings of Power. Did you see Mike Hopkins' face all over the place when that show was coming out, or did you see Jennifer Sulky's? Just asking, lots of question marks. You saw Jennifer Sulky's because she was the boss. He's, she has to come to him, but Mike Hopkins was okay with a lot of that shit for a lot of years. Jennifer Sulky, Fall Chick, Ender for $4.99. Why the fuck is Garrett's mic like 50% louder than everyone else's all the time? I don't know. So every time he talks, it steps over he's talking about. Yeah, I think Garrett needs to go in to fix his audio settings on his computer. 007 Southpaw for $10. Chrissy, can't wait for you to perform stand-up tomorrow. I was originally going to go by myself, but my parents decided to invite themselves along. This will be their first time seeing you. Excellent. Bob Loblaw for $9.99. Have any of you seen the show Invincible? What are your thoughts? Are the comic books good? Comic books are good. The show's, it's different. A lot of people I just don't feel the need to go back and see it. Fanny for 100 Swedish krona. Disney has never made a live action movie of Aurora, but I guess you can't make a girl boss princess out of the one who sleeps half of the movie. So they sacrificed Snow White instead. She had a reacher under her skirt. Perfect time for Coom into stream, said Ed Song. Okay. Okie dokie, Smokey. Hail all. A pal of mine thinks Doomsday is setting up Avengers versus X-Men. Is he delusional? Yeah, maybe. I don't think so though, because what Avengers? Also, is it me or does Chrissy look a bit like the legendary Rue McClanahan? Josh Kelsey has dropped $9.99 because that's what he does. Bubba Doom for $10. I just realized something while watching your sulky video. Is it just me or did she not look like the bad guys from The Last Starfighter or the Bounty Hunter from Critters in the Mid Shapeshift? She looks like Guy Ladriel. It's a self-insert. Morphin Clark. Pie Guy for Brian McCann for $2. Wag. Magneto, Mystique, Beast, Cyclops, Wheels, and Nightcrawler. The X-Men with lines. Where are the other mutants like Kamala and not Sabra? I don't know. Kamala Khan. Kamala Khan will be in it in Secret Wars. High Tech Wizard for $5. If they can write, do we think they'll smash it? They will mash MCU and Fox in Secret Wars with Pedro the Maker and RDJ. God Doom, FNT chair gag was worth it. Have $5. Thank you. We put a lot of work into it. Too much. They are all going to be fighting each other. That is the deal. So the MCU will be fighting Fantastic Four, who will be fighting the X-Men. I farted and called it Disney Marvel, says Golden Nuggets, and it would be better and more entertaining. Probably smell better too. It's awesome to finally see a furry on FNT. It is. Snacks for $2. X-Ray Girl. Rags is so cute. I could just eat him. Mark Skywalker for $9.99. I just lost my place. Sup, my neighbors? Google Space Movie 1992. No, don't Google Space Movie 1992. Just don't do it. I have not seen it myself, but Ryan may like to review it. So long, gay boys. I've actually seen it. Jennifer Sulky may be out at Amazon, but Amy Pascal is now producing the James Bond series. What could possibly go wrong? From Grega with love. Joey Bag of Donuts for $1.99. Disparu is now at Jeremy the Lesbian. Jeremy the Lesbian. Jack Straw says Jeremy. Jeremy is a gay fig. Hi, King Feanor, Alpha Chad of Middle Earth for $5. Hail FNT, hail the Fellowship. I went to bed happy knowing that the woman responsible for Guy Ladriel has lost her job. Cheers. Hail, brother. Hope you're doing great. Am I on the right stream? Jay Chain for $1.99. No, sorry. Albert Not a Retro for $2. I'm still offering my services as Sweeney's chair. You're going to have to get in line. And she's single now, bro. Brian McCann for $2. Next time, casting couch with your names, please. That was a good tweet by Disbrew. Henry T for $20. Been wanting to read the Lord of the Rings books, but I need the audio version when reading. I get too distracted. Oh, look, a squirrel. Anyways, do you guys recommend the Andy Serkis or Robert Inglis version? Yes. You actually buy them both. But they're both great. They're both absolutely fantastic. I would also recommend you go on Audible and purchase the BBC radio series, which is pretty much edited and put together by Brian Sibley, with Ian Holm as Frodo and John LeMessurier as Bilbo. And it's fucking great. It's great. Absolutely great. Have to have the headphones on for that one, though, because the sound is really good in it. Rusty Shackleford for $5. 1923 sucks, and there's still an entire range war to go. I'm woefully behind on that show. I don't think it sucks. It did have a scene that pulled me right out of it, though. Pulled me right out of it. Ryan, why are you gay? Disney has zero chance of Doomsday success. I wouldn't say that. They can't satisfy 30 plus divas juggling screen time without shallow roles, 4 subplots, and a 4-hour runtime. Okay. You do make some good points there. M. Spencer for $5. You make some very good points for the potential of it failing. I think it makes $1 billion, and I think it has a massive drop off, and it'll be, I think, worse than Deadpool and Wolverine. Deadpool Wolverine was carried by 2 characters we could focus on. I don't think we're going to have that in Doomsday. So I'm not going to, there's no way I could say it fails at this point. We'll have to see. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. I've been wrong today. Ryan Crawford for $4.99 says Disney has just announced they are remaking Walker, Texas Ranger. Chuck Norris immediately responded saying he is remaking Disney. That's a good Chuck Norris joke. It is an absolute crime none of you guys review Invincible. Season 3 finale is one of the highest rated things ever made in history. 9.9 out of 10 on IMDb, says Ryan White. All right. That means I got to fucking finish season 2, which sucked, dude. I'll just go to season 3. UP Shoot for €5 says, I believe dwarf actors thank Peter Dinklage for saving them from this train wreck that might have ruined their careers. Hail the fellowship. Hail the 199. Hail the 199. Okay, Ryan, if I don't think fucking Invincible season 3 is a 9.9 out of 10, I'm blaming you. Just so you know. I'm blaming your Canadian ass. I'm just kidding. Kind of. And yesterday was the 90th birthday of actor Julian Glover. Oh, the only man to do battle with the Doctor, the Rebel Alliance, James Bond, and Indiana Jones. Fucking legend. Hail to the fellowship and the 199. Hail. How else is watching the who else is watching The Working Man this weekend? I already watched it. I watched it before FNT. Already watched it, and it was numero uno. Hail Chuck Dixon. Mechanism Studios for $5. I sent my real BBC intro song a couple of days ago. I don't know if it's a bit too heavy for you. I wouldn't mind that. Has there been any entries so far? Just, I think you and one other person. You and one other person. But we will have to see. Oh, that Metzger thing has been up the whole time. Been on the whole time, huh? Shit. Where was I? Mechanism Studios. Thank you, and we will check it out. I'm getting book stuff done, so I'm kind of working on that right now. Oh, and streaming a lot for me. Anyway. Hail FNT, Cobra Kai nailed the landing. Yes, it did. Ryan, I'm about to start rewatching the whole thing. Wife agrees. Thoughts on Miyagi prequel? None at all. I watched that show for Johnny Lawrence. That's what I watched that show. He is the heart and soul of that show. Its show is about him. I don't even care about the Karate Kid movie. I just don't care about it at all. I am completely happy with how that show ended, as silly and saccharine and over the top it was. I fucking loved every minute of it. Don't be hasty for $10. Disney, let's exploit nostalgia for old movies. Rachel Zegler, the old movie people have nostalgia for is terrible. I'm a star. Disney, why aren't people going to see our movie? Also, the name Zegler came up as misspelled. Even the autocorrect knows the new Snow White movie is trash. Fear the Tardo for $20. I'll get on the camera for this because I got to read in Tardo voice. Hi, talking doggy. Can Tardo pet? Tardo no. Have history of petting doggies, kitties, bunnies, horsies, etc. So hard to make go night-night, no wake up. Tardo promised to try hard enough to hopefully no make happen. Lock it in, yay! Aurora uplinks. So am I trying desperately to get a job as a writer? Tell you next week how it goes. Film idea. Writer desperately starts making low budget B movies. God, please. We need the normal kind. You know, the normal good kind. Hi guys, I'm trying to crusade nerddom for Christ. We need good morals and biblical values back in media. I'm Gamer Crusader 0 on X. Got some big things in the works. Hail the fellowship. Go follow Gamer Crusader on X. Wants to like biblical stuff is cool. Biblical stuff is cool. Hey, Chosen, right? Came in number 3 this week at the box office. But here's the deal. It was a Fathom event. It's 2 episodes of a series, and it was only in 2,000 theaters. If they would have released that wide, it would have been number 1. Go look at the per theater average. It would have been number 1. Easy. Look at some real BBC and then get on out of here. Hail Gary and guests. I'm pissed with what they're doing with Narnia. Was that an early April Fool's joke? I mean, it's a rumor right now. But Meryl Streep as Aslan feels like an April Fool's joke that came out a day early. What do you guys think? Oh, Meryl Streep is a twat. A twat. But they always make God's voice a girl now. It's such a fucking trope at this point. They did it in Good Omens with Frances McDormand. Here's the problem. Aslan is a lion, and he's got a fucking mane. And before the well actuallys come at me, if this is true, which I don't know it is, I'm with Jeremy though. Fucking go for it. Fucking go for it. And see how your Christian audience responds. I'm guessing it'll be exactly like the Tolkien fans. There's a lot of crossover, by the way, with those 2 books. I just wanted to point out a lot of crossover. But yes, the lion has a mane. And before they go, well, actually, female lions can have manes if there's a hormonal imbalance or they are in captivity, which means subjugated, which will be their excuse. But it is highly unusual. And in Left in the Wild, they would not have manes. But that won't even matter. You're right, chat. I saw somebody say a trans representation. 1,000%. That doesn't. It needs more bass. Needs more bass. Let's see if I can do that.
Low cut, high cut, level. How does that wait? How does that sound? Sounds check, 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 check. 1,000%. It's still missing some bass. How about that? Ooh. There's delay, decay, level. megahertz. 1.6 megahertz on the Mesa. Let's see. How about that? Check, 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 check. No. Too much trouble. How about, ooh, what's that? What if I do this?
Check. Oh, that's better. That's a little too much pace with Val.
What about this, robot? What's this?
What's this? Oh shit.
Check.
Check, 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 check. Are you guys sick of this yet?
There you go. Let me get off that. Let me get off that. Wow, Lois. This is like the time I read fanfic, said Red. Oh, this is when we were talking about the Superman spoilers, which, by the way, are true. No, you want me to keep going? No. No. No.
I will not keep going. Okay. Oh my God, I'm never going to financially recover from this.
Joshua Villarreal. Who else is it? Hail real BBC and with Mahler's short film, he should put out an April Fool's video stating he will no longer make negative reviews a la Stuckman. He should. He did a great April Fool's video a couple years ago. He did. Go check it out. Daniel Davis for $2. It'll work if it's got good comedic timing. Won't a lot of things. I heard EastEnders, and I think Stacey Slater is hot. But remember when the Doctor did Dimensions of Time way back when for a Children in Need special? Yes, special to Albert Square. That was kind of cool. It was. There's a fourth scroll. I wore it all my life for. There is a fourth skull. Why did I say scroll? I wore it all my life for protection. I never really knew what it all meant until now. Silver Surf Her was the end for me. I'm out. I'd rather just watch you guys roast it and Mahler dissect the corpse on EFAP. It's more fun, says Thumbs Up 1981. Hey, that rhymed. Man Bear what? I knew what that Man Bear Pig for $10. I've spent a huge chunk of my life reading and loving Wheel of Time. You can't imagine my excitement when the show started, then complete disappointment after watching. Amazon, please stop. The Lowly One for $5. I think that they know they would rather destroy it out of spite. Well, I mean, that's what Doctor Who, like the Doctor Who actor said. This is going to piss so many people off. And how many times have we fucking heard that? How many times have we heard that? Please consider the woke retard Olympics, who wins gold, silver, and bronze for most destroyed IP. Star Wars, Star Trek, Doctor Who. I would still give it to Doctor Who. Gold medal goes to Doctor Who. I'd say silver medal goes to Star Wars and bronze goes to Star Trek. Because here's the deal. Well, that's not entirely like it. I don't know. It's just easier to accept that Star Trek. Oh no, Picard fucked that up. That's a tough choice. I'm just going to say Star Wars destroying Luke Skywalker and then Mark Hamill helping. Picard rallied. But if Picard season 3 doesn't exist, it's a harder argument because Picard season 1 and 2 are the last Jedi of Star Trek, like without a doubt. But I know this rubs people the wrong way, but I just call balls and strikes. Star Trek Picard season 3 did what Star Wars never can, and they pulled it off. And they did some fan service and some mental gymnastics with the plot, and I just rewatched it again, and it's still very enjoyable. When they get on the fucking Enterprise D, fly out, it is fucking epic. And then some people who worked on that show, including Terry Metalis, went on and made Unification, which is the best Star Trek thing I've seen in many a moon. And my favorite thing visually made last year was Star Trek Unification. That was gorgeous. Gorgeous. TJ Jordan for $5. They say that there's no such thing as good versus evil. Lord Voldemort would be proud. But when they label anyone else evil for not agreeing with them, yeah. Like there's no such thing as good as evil, but good versus evil. But right now, a bunch of people are getting arrested for vandalizing. A lot of people who just, this is how disconnected and we're TDS and now EDS is a real thing. And COVID and the media and a lot of people are just fragile right now and they've been broken. So they vandalize cars that have cameras all around them, by the way. Every one of these cars is like a fucking surveillance device. And when they get caught and they get faced up, they're like, oh, I didn't mean to think it's you personally. Have fun in jail. Like that dumb fucking kid who burned up the Teslas, who's going to go away for 20 years in federal prison. And bro, kiddo, if you're watching right now, you do all that time. You do almost every second of it. It ain't like state. It ain't like county where you get halftime. You do it all. You do it all. So 1/3 of your life just fucking knocked out because you don't have the mental capacity to lose. We all win and lose in life. The things we root for lose a lot. I'm a Charger fan. I'm a Padre fan. I am very familiar. Plus, I've lived my life. I'm very familiar with losing. And you have to have a mental toughness and a mental capacity to be able to deal with it because you're going to lose. It's what you do afterwards. It's how you take the pain from that loss and you remember it. And you're like, I never want to feel this again. So how do I avoid it next time? Instead of just fucking laying on the ground and flapping your arms or lashing out and destroying people's private property because you're some sort of revolutionary when you are actually just a fucking loser. Okay. And I've been a loser too, but you're just a fucking loser who lacks meaning in life. And you know whose fault that is? It's not your mommy's, not your daddy's, not society's. It's yours. It's yours because I don't know you shit. I'm talking to the Kim kid who destroyed the Teslas in Vegas. It's not society's, not Trump, it's not even people to like. We don't know you shit. I don't know you fucking shit, dude. You want to find meaning in your life? It's on you. And if you lack it so much to where you can't handle losing, you have to burn shit down. I mean, you're not a man. And you will be treated as such in federal prison for 20 years. They say that there's no such that one. If you're looking for a good dark fantasy series, I recommend First Law by Joe Abercrombie. I've been recommended that a lot. They are dark, funny, badass, and done. You'll love it. Cheers, best name I could think of. Hurrah for $9.99. Gary, how you liking our Padres? I was going to the game last night, 5-0. Let's fucking go, San Diego. Also, new Brave Profar got suspended for juicing. Yeah, I was suspecting that last year. Looks like he's off the reservation. Manny had his back because Manny's fucking Manny. People on Twitter are calling Padres cheaters. Talk to the fucking Yankees with their corked fucking bats. By the way, if everybody gets to use them, fine. And we're going to start seeing more home runs and it'll be like the steroid era. And I know Dave Portnoy said, well, you're going to be rewarded for sucking because you're getting jammed up. And he's right. But I miss the steroid era. I fucking loved it. That was the greatest, most entertaining era of fucking baseball. Yes, it cost people lives. Poor Ken Caminetti. Steroids and cocaine. but may he rest in peace. But it was entertaining. It was entertaining. So if you're going to cork the fucking bat, you cork everybody's bat. 6-0. I'm enjoying it while it lasts. Profar. Contract year. Juicing up. Not the first time it's happened. Things are bad when they it may be better for Az to move to Argentina. It actually oh, you ever see that Top Gun special? Or Top Gun. Top Gear. I'll give George credit that he has done great job writing multi-layered characters, but there's a reason why Lord of the Rings will be remembered more. Yeah, George R.R. Martin is great world builder. He's great at writing characters. He is exquisite at dialogue, and he's a lazy fuck. Good morning, folks. Hope everyone had an awesome day today. Thank you. Hi, King Fainer, Alpha Chad of Middle Earth. Hope you do too. I don't think much of the ending of House of the Dragon from George. Ed, I agree. And I've been talking about that on the show. Like, if you read the book, it's like, Ed, tell me definitively where it ends. Because I can't to this day. I can't. You could go, well, it kind of ends there, but you cannot say there is a definitive ending in this story because it's a history. So it just goes into the next thing. There's no real final battle. We all know what happens to Rhaenyra, but then it goes on and on, like long after her ending. I wish for the showrunners to admit the dragon cage bullshit and have the dragons die fighting each other. Peasants killing dragons is stupid. It is stupid. And like, I don't even know how that's possible. So they're going to have to make some magic or shit. Because, the peasants overwhelming the dragons is just not happening. Reno the Turk for $5. Not having those last two episodes of House of D is like when you get a lap dance and then the stripper leaves with 2 verses left. That's never happened to me. Has it happened to you? No, I'm just kidding. 5,012 days later, finish the damn book, George. I agree, TJ Jordan. Krog for 100 Swedish krona. YouTube first psychic premonition, Madam Web, 350 timestamp. Where was this truck trying to go? I drunkenly laughed myself into literal vomiting into the trash can. Easily laughed a couple hours at this. Dude, the movie is so fucking funny unintentionally. Go back and watch it. It is fucking hilarious. You guys are amazing. I hope Mahler plays Adam Fall. I hope he does too, Andrew. I think Az talked him into it yesterday. Mace decapitating Django. What happened to stop the Asian hate? Is he Asian? Is Django Fett Asian? I thought he's Polynesian. Stop the Polynesian hate. Snacks for $2. Snow White 4D with weed. Watch and smell the shit. I thought Brand New Day was an April Fool's. It's an April Fool's, right? Tell me it's an April Fool's, Gary. Please just say the words. It's an April Fool's, except it's not. Brand New Day. Like, most people won't know, but like fucking comic book fans, that is a what the fuck? Did you just name it? I'm not buying that Marvel is trying to change. TJ Jordan, I think they're trying to change. I don't think they can. How's that sound? I think some are trying to change. I just don't think they have the ability, the talent, the wherewithal, the resources. Well, they have the resources, but they don't have the mental resources to do that. They don't have the fucking balls to change the way they need to change. They don't have the fucking stones. I'm going to submit a short story about a British guy named Za, who goes on rants because he has anger management issues. Also, he has a BBC. He has a BBC. He has a BBC. They announced a full female reboot with Sydney Sweeney And Anna de Armas, I already pre-ordered my Hot Toys. I pre-ordered my pre-orders. Food for thought. Bella Ramsey looks like someone who tried to draw drug 3PO from memory. Rusty Shackleford. Oh, that wasn't you. Sorry. Ran out of channel names. That was you. Rusty Shackleford was Molly. The Prestige was so bland, dumb, and boring. I fell asleep. That's what I get for frustrating in a red coat. Trusting in a red coat. Wow. You did not like The Prestige? What'd you think of Interstellar? Jeremy should do a video essay on his love for Interstellar. I'm going to rewatch it. I've seen it once and it was utterly insignificant. It was like, it wasn't, I don't think it was as terrible as Mahler says, but The Prestige is fucking great. David Bowie is Tesla. Come on, Bland. Get the fuck out of here. MJ UK 84 for 5 Canadian pesos. I heard you guys were going to do your Doctor Who top 5 today. Oh, April Fools. Yeah. Scott Kerr for 5 Canadian pesos. IGN says 200,000 Baldur's Gate 3 players screwed the bear. 200,000 Baldur's Gate 3 players screwed the bear. I believe that. What we learned, Shad had 200,000 Baldur's Gate accounts. Hail gang, Boyega's hissy fit reminds me of a tantrum from the guy who played Cyborg. Yes, I guess he wants the cookie to be all chips. Miserable much? Yes, Darius White, that's a great point. In Trading Places, Eddie just plays Dan's friend. Shit. Wedge Antilles destroyed the Death Star, you diggins. Yeah, he did. He actually did. Lando helped, but it was Wedge Antilles. You're right. I was thinking of that too. But he was on the run that helped, but it was Wedge, right? It was Wedge. I am the gecko. I am the gecko. You are the mauler. Cuckoo, cuckoo. Insert evil laugh here. Punching to restart the heart is a legitimate medical practice called precordial thump, not a trope. Okay. Dr. Pokenheimer for $9.99. Mahler just saw Disney is coming out with another Anakin lightsaber, but this one changes from blue to red. Oh my God, it's red. I can send you the link if you like. Oh, for real? And the last one is TJ Jordan for $5 says they seriously named the 4th Spider-Man movie Brand New Day. The comic title was pretty much a slap in the face of everyone who loved the marriage. Indeed, you are 100% correct. 100% correct. We got some member chats here we're going to do. We got to start at the beginning. Sorry, we'll get back to you. Gus has been a member for 1 month. Thank you. Seeing Kilmer one last time as Iceman in Maverick is like life coming full circle. Thank you, Tom Cruise, for making that happen. R.I.P. Val. I agree. Great scene. Great scene. What happened to the super chats? Also, hail. I turned them off for square ups. Not every show, but it's one where I'm either limited on time, but I want to give the square up their due. That's my reasoning behind it. But thank you. Thank you for asking. AC 130. Did I get that right? Thank you for becoming a member, AC 130. Black Snape, been a member for 1 month. In these moments, X-Ray Girl thinks about how much money Gary pays her to be his producer and whether or not she actually needs the money. It is. I think she thinks that every day. Corporate Billionaire has been a member for 1 month. Thank you. I think Jurassic World is going to win the summer contest. I think it might too. It will make more money than Superman or Fantastic Four. Movie theaters are still dying out, by the way. Yes, they are. Amy Curtis. Thank you, Amy. Has gifted 5 Nerdrotic Live memberships. Thank you, Amy. We appreciate it. Jim Watari, unless people do this. There you go. Unless they do this. Member for 14 months. Thank you. Raven Black Sparrow Plays. Member for 5 months says, rest in peace, Iceman. Yep. Very sad. The Gons is a new member. Welcome. And Loki Aroth has been a member for 2 years 4th time watching True Detective season 1. They don't make TV shows like this one. That is a fucking masterpiece. Absolute masterpiece. Needs a 4K. Needs a 4K. So thank you everyone for tuning in to the Nooner. Hope you yeah, pneumonia is a bitch, Amy. It is a bitch, and it's Val could have lived a long time. I mean, like pneumonia can take out like healthy people. It took out my brother-in-law, dude. Sorry, I didn't mean to dude you, Amy. I meant chat, dude. Apologies, Amy. Thank you for being here. Thank you to the Modrotics. Thanks to everyone who left a super chat and donation. You help keep the lights on. Thanks for all the members. I will be on Open Bar tomorrow. I will be on Open Bar tomorrow. I've got, I wonder how much time I have. Well, I don't have to work that here. Thank you, everybody. And we will see you tomorrow and then Friday with Chris Gore on Friday Night Tights. Y'all have a very good day. And go enjoy another streamer. Tell them I sent you. Bye-bye.